And we're live. Welcome to the server. We do not have our usual host tonight. It's of course SV here, and then I have my friend. What do we call you?
You, you can just call me Anthony. I don't
I
mind.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
And my friend Anthony
Anthony.
here.
Yeah,
Today's topic, we're
yeah.
not going to hit the stuff we talked about last two episodes. Sorry, we have not pushed out an episode in the last month. There's been things, life events with me, and Lion being a crybaby, um, about certain things. So he will be on the next episode, hopefully, if he actually, his life aligns with it. But he could not do it tonight. We were trying to do this episode for like the last 2 weeks. Shit you guys not. It's just I wanted specifically our guest here, Anthony, which he'll be here with us tonight, and
Like, yeah,
Ryan on here as well, because
yeah,
the topic that we're going to tackle tonight is actually something that might hit y'all's nostalgia a little bit. It's stuff where they have more experience in one area of certain games or a game, and then I have a certain area in that game or game area. And we're just going to talk about Call of Duty tonight. That's what we're going to talk about. OG to modern to whatever you really want to talk about. And what we're going to start with, as you can see from the beginning of the recording, is tier maker list we have here. And I'm pretty sure, Anthony, you can see my
yeah.
screen, can't you?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The haven't played worse, bad, average, and
So
so forth, so on.
we're going to
Yeah,
start this out with a game that I think I haven't personally played it. My brother has, because he's been revisiting the old Call of Duty Zombies experiences and checking them out. Noctir Toten, the first ever Zombies
yeah. World
game,
at War.
the first ever Zombies map, the first ever mode.
Yeah,
Without this map, we wouldn't even have this mode. And for most of you out there that may not know it, and Anthony, I'm pretty sure you know this.
yeah, yeah.
Originally,
I know
this
what you're
wasn't
gonna
a
say.
third mode. It was you completed the World at War campaign, and when you completed it, it would immediately throw you into this map, and it was Nazi zombies. It was World at War was a very gritty setting, very gritty atmosphere because it was trying to be as realistic as possible. That's what the devs wanted for the multiplayer, the campaign, and of course zombies kind of aired that a little bit, just a tiny bit of goofiness, but not too much. Um,
Yeah. Nocturne on Toten. The World at War in general, especially with the way it looked at the time, I think World at War Zombies, like every single map was the last time where it had a like horror factor
yeah,
because like the fog and everything, especially the way that it was so sudden, because like you would get the cutscenes and then you would get the cutscene of before you get thrown into the map. It's kind of like, oh, hello. So I
yeah,
like every single World at War map for that, the scare factor.
yeah. When it comes to Noctua Toten, it was extremely bare bones map. I'm pre- all there was just power ups. I don't. There was no perks. It was just. I don't even remember. Was there? I
It
think
was
there
a
was a
it
mystery
was literally
box.
just yeah, it was a mystery
Okay.
box and that's it. Like you only had the mystery box.
And I
And then
know
the wall buys, yeah.
some of y'all watching are big nostalgia people, but we're gonna go on the base current state, what it can offer you today. It's just an average experience, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
it's pretty average. I mean, especially with like everything we have now. I mean, I hate to compare it cuz it's like the start.
yeah,
But even then like if it's with friends, it's just an average experience. I mean, it's just it has a difficulty to it though.
yeah.
Like no um
Well, your
like
goal
there
is
are
to get
hard
to a high
maps,
round
but
as
yeah.
high as you can. And
Yeah.
just a disclaimer for the rest of this video, um, there's a lot of these maps I have not played. However, with the majority of the almost all the Treyarch maps, I have looked into the lore of it. I have looked into the gameplay, the wonder weapon, almost everything that there is to it. Now, I don't really know much about the Infinity Ward zombies, like
I
the
I
Infinity Ward
Yeah,
one
I
or most of Sledgehammer's zombies modes.
Infinity Ward, Advanced Warfare, and World War 2. I only
Vanguard and
played
all that.
Vanguard. Oh, dude, I didn't even touch Vanguard.
I
All I had to see was that one trailer. I was like, yeah, no, absolutely not.
I'm not gonna talk about Vanguard just yet.
Yeah,
Because that
save
those
that
maps
for
are later in this list.
yeah,
But I mean, we'll go ahead and put Nocturne Toten on an
yeah. I put it in
average.
average. It's not bad. It's
Verruct,
not good.
okay.
It's just perfect in the middle.
Verruct did take it a step further because I remember there was, I think, 4 perks. I think this was the first map to introduce perks.
It was,
And
yeah,
this one, I feel like if I can remember the setting exactly right, which I think I have, it was a lot more, I guess, scary because it was like an insane asylum, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Varrock took place in an asylum,
yeah,
and when you spawn in, there's in both areas. No, there's one area where it's you see like the surgical chair and tools, and there's actually an Easter egg where um if you interact with the chair, you can hear like drilling and screaming,
yeah.
like of a dental drill. Varrock is definitely the scariest map. Um,
And
and you
I
can even hear you can actually hear screaming like in the map itself. Like
yeah.
it's pretty yeah.
I remember watching so many videos, and it didn't even go into the lore. I can talk about One Piece lore in a second, but so many people pulling off clutch moves on this map more than any zombies map I've ever seen. I've seen multiple speedruns of old maps, a lot of BO3, a decent amount of BO2, even some BO1. I even saw a World at War for Easter eggs or just high rounds. And Verruct is one of those that like unless you know what you're doing or you have insane luck, it's extremely hard to get to a high round on Verruct. Because I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people clutch, go in that one little corner and spawn, that little like chain link fence corner, and almost get instantly piled on, just lose your game because
Yeah.
it's a three hit no matter what. Because what Jug only gave you like a one
Jug
extra
gave you
hit.
the two. Yeah, it just gave you the 250 health. So yeah, you
Yeah,
just
so
get that
yeah,
extra hit.
you got the 2 extra hits, and then you were down. Which, if you had that whole horde of zombies right there, you were screwed to oblivion. Um, I think for its time, it definitely was better than um Noct- Nocturne Toten, but
I'd
honestly,
say I'd say for what it did, it was
I don't know if I want to go
I'd
average or
say
good.
I would say it's above not. It's average, but it's almost close to being good. It was
Yeah,
just it was a good map, but it was the size that made it like not as fun.
yeah. And then the one piece of lore, which this is where it really started showing up, and it would show up in future maps all the way till the current game right now. Uh, Teddy is a liar. And again, there's a whole video on that you can find on YouTube. If I can find the video link again, I will, and I will post it down in the description of this video. Um, but this is where it started. The whole Teddy is a liar, to a point you now have it as a blueprint BO6 of your Prestige 1 reward after you are about to go into Prestige 2. It definitely is better than Nocturne
It's
Toten.
better than not. Yeah,
I personally
better than
think,
not.
from when I know everything about World at War with the 4 maps that were released, I think it's the best one, in my personal opinion. The mood, the atmosphere,
Oh
and I know that's saying something because we didn't get Wonder Weapon and Verruct yet, did we? It was not
no,
Teshina
it
Numa
does
and
not.
Derice.
Did she not? I thought.
I don't
What did
remember. It
Shinonuma
was.
have? I'm pretty
I
sure
know
it was
Derice
Therese.
definitely had it because of that
Yeah,
jug glitch with the Wonder Wall.
yeah.
But
I
personally,
don't think.
Verruct,
I'm
I
checking.
think it's the best one. I know that's a hot take, and I'm gonna probably have a couple hot takes on this list personally. Once we get into the modern zombies realm, is where a lot of you guys are probably gonna start agreeing with me. But even then, I have a couple hot takes that a lot of people wouldn't agree with me on, just because of the way I play. I'm a very aggressive type of player, and then sometimes defensive, but very much aggressive. So I'm just gonna put it in front of Noct for now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. 100%.
Shinonuma, um, I know about the traps on this map. I know that
Oh, the traps were so good.
each room you have the random spawn of a perk machine,
Yeah.
which I think that was a cool idea. For the time, it was kind of innovative, I guess. Um, I like the location that's kind of set on. Um, I mean, there's not much, at least for me, for Shinonuma. I mean, it was the introduction of the Hellhounds, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there was also the introduction of being like the most broken map.
Oh
It was
yeah, I
so
forgot how riddled with glitches
because
that
of
map
how
was.
yeah, it was so glitchy, but Shino Numa ended up being really fun because of that.
I remember, if I can
Yeah.
remember right, someone hit the world record on this map
Yep.
not long after this game came out with that map. I think,
Yep.
and someone can quote me
I
if
know what
I'm
you're talking
wrong.
about.
I can't remember if it was around like 198 or if it was lower or higher than that. I literally cannot remember. Because I
Yeah, because
know with World at War, with their high rounds, there's a certain round count where it will just glitch out. Because theoretically, at least with World at War, there's not a game timer like there is in Black Ops 2, which we'll get into that in a little bit. Where there's only like a 6 hour. No, it's not 6 hour, is it? Or is it 8?
I don't remember.
I
But
personally cannot remember.
yeah, I don't remember either, but yeah.
Um, Shinonuma was cool. I still like the more of the idea with Noctron Totem. I do like the interchangeability of the perk machine, but that also leaves it up to RNG, so you could get screwed over in the early game if you're, because classic zombies is way
Yeah.
different than modern zombies, where you can get away with almost anything in modern zombies.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I think it's honestly, I think for these three, it's just kind of like I don't know. I like Shunonuma. I like the
well, all the
innovation.
maps
Yeah,
are great,
honestly, at the time it was much better. Yeah, but I
but
feel like
I think
as we keep going, it just kind of like stacks on top of another. So like Varrock is better than Noct. I think Shunonuma is better than Varrock
I will
because
say out of
of the
all
open.
out of all the Shinonumas, I will give it this. It is not my least favorite. Not least favorite, I should say.
Yeah,
It's not the one that I completely dislike, but it's one of those that I have played that map before and I didn't really enjoy it. And that's just me because I'm not big into classic zombies as much. I never got big into it, except for a map that we will get into in a little bit because that map is just all around. If you don't believe it's one of the absolute best, you are kind of out of your mind, so to speak. Um, I'm gonna put it. You think it
where are you gonna
belong? I
put it?
think it goes on average, man.
Yeah, I
Behind
no, I
Noct.
would agree, but behind, I would think in between.
No,
Good.
I
All right, you
personally,
know what?
I think Noct
We'll
is
listen.
better for the atmosphere. It's a little
Listen.
bit better. Both the
I
atmospheres
think
are great, but I like
if we're
Noct a
going
little bit
best,
better.
if we're gonna include that, then I guess yeah. But
Yeah, and
I
then
will.
Doris. Uh,
All right, there is.
the introduction of the first. Well, we when did we
We
get
got
the
Pack a
ray gun?
Punch.
We did get Pack a
We got
Punch
Pack
then,
a
but we
Punch and
also got
Darius.
our second wonder weapon. I just don't remember if the ray gun was introduced on this map or if it was introduced on the previous maps, which I actually
I'm
don't.
pretty sure we've had Ray Gun. I'll Google it.
Well, I don't know. And we may have gotten a Noct because it is in the World at War campaign as as a side Easter egg, and I forget what mission it is, but I know that it is.
Yeah, no, it was. It was in there.
Yeah. I will say the one big thing that everybody did not like about this map, like really did not like about this map, is the jug glitch, which we already mentioned.
Oh yeah, yeah,
If you shocked yourself with the Wonder Waff, even though your jug icon was still there, your jug wouldn't work,
yeah. It was really bad.
and it wouldn't work for
It
the rest of the
literally it
game.
ruined it.
Even if
Yeah,
you downed yourself, it would not work.
it ruined the entire experience.
Yeah.
Literally.
The Wonderwaff
But
was one of the coolest designs. Um,
hmm
I am not looking forward to it returning in BO6 because we have seen it so many times. Sure, can a BO6 Wonderwaff be cool, I guess, but I just want a cooler Wonder
you
Weapon.
gotta let it rest, man.
Yeah, and before anybody says anything, yes, the ray gun definitely needs to rest. Just bring back the Mark III. My God,
Yeah,
we've
dude. Oh
only
my
seen that thing
gosh, we
once.
need a
That thing
Mark
needs to
Three, yeah,
return. Speaking
or
of
even
which,
Mark Two,
we're
dude.
supposed to
We
get
need to,
Deadshot here. Not Deadshot. Double Tap here extremely soon.
yeah,
Um,
we need a Mark Two redemption because
we're apparently
when
getting the
Mark
Mark
Two
II in the next
was,
map too.
it better be good because I tell you what, when they brought it back in Black Ops 4, it was butt cheeks. It was so bad. It was so unfun to
I
use.
liked.
Like it was a cool concept, but I don't know.
We'll talk
It was
about the Black
okay.
Ops 4 Mark II
Oh
in
yeah,
just a minute because
that'll
there's a
be
certain
later
map.
though.
There's a certain
Yeah,
map that does it like super cool
yeah, we'll talk
shit.
about that later. But just
Derice,
foreshadowing.
out of all the maps,
I think it's great.
I think it's
I think
equal
it's
to
great or good.
Verrect. Because
Really?
I don't even think the glitch holds it back to be like it's worse. The glitch is definitely annoying. But
Oh
what are the
yeah, no
chances
doubt.
you're gonna pull Wonderwolf out of the box? Even
Yeah.
on a high round, it's really up to RNG because the RNG didn't get better in that game. It just was just pure RNG. So I
Where
mean,
are you gonna put this? I'm interested. I think it's at least
I
good.
want to put it just pretty much right next to Verrect.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say they're equal personally. That's where I am. And now we get to our next
About
game.
yeah.
And our next
All right.
game, um, oh my god, this is one where I have played this,
Yeah, me too. I've played everything except the sledgehammer.
and I'm going
So
to be honest. There's only really two maps. Well, technically three maps that I think are absolutely amazing based on lore and playability.
mm,
Now, all the maps on BO1 were nice. However, there are some that are a standout that definitely were, even though all the maps look great, there were some of them that I just could not stand. I could not stand playing. So we're going to start this up with Kino de Turton,
yeah,
which this is the introduction of Nova Crawlers.
yeah.
We did not get a new Wonder Weapon in this map as well. No, we did get the Thunder Gun in this map, didn't we? Or was that a future map?
Um, I don't.
I don't.
The Thunder Gun was on Kino.
It was okay.
The Thunder Gun was introduced with Kino in Kino.
So that's one of the big things
Yeah.
for Kino that's great about it is the Thunder Gun. Um, the way the map played in general, I like the idea that you're in a Nazi theater with a big ass fucking teleporter that takes you to the pack room. And then, of
Kino was
course,
cool.
one of the cooler weapons in this game. Um,
The Thunder Gun.
yes, the Thunder Gun was one of the best. Dover crawlers were always extremely annoying, and I'm pretty sure you also had dogs on this map at the same fucking time. So, actually, I
Nova
think I'm
Colors, no, I
wrong.
think were horrible. What do you mean? No, no, the dogs were on this map run too. And when you got to higher
I
runs,
need
there
to
would be Nova
replay some
Colors
of these
and dogs.
old. I need to
Yeah.
replay some of these old games so I can remember, get like a fresh taste. Kino, I'm gonna say it's good. It was a good map. It was a good launch
It's a
map.
good map, yeah.
And I don't
I would
believe
even
it
say
was the only launch map because I'm pretty sure our next one was also launched at the
great,
same
great.
time.
It was launched at the same time, yeah.
And
And
let me tell
I
you,
am okay, I want to hear your thing because I am an avid five. I'm
5,
a pro five
that's
guy.
Atmosphere. Of course, having uh,
Yeah.
the guy who, got his head split open by the CIA director, um,
hmm
and a guy who really loves milk, and a guy who, pretty sure he did the Watergate scandal too, didn't he, Nixon? Or am I thinking of somebody
Um,
else? Yeah, he did. He was the one that did the Watergate
yeah,
scandal.
it was Nixon.
And then I forgot the other one. Those characters were awesome. Now, I will give credit where it's due. The Pentagon Thief is amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. How you unlock power, all this. It's awesome, and it poses a little kind of like it was like the introduction of like our first true, like, I guess mini boss zombie, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Uh,
Now
I
here's,
also yeah.
you know what?
You
I'll
can
let you
sorry.
speak. I'll let you speak
Yeah.
before I give the con.
No, I just like hearing your thoughts because a lot of we've only really talked about the new stuff, but I've never actually really heard you talk about the old stuff.
Well, because I've
But
never have talked about the old
yeah, I know
stuff.
because we never yeah, because there's never a point.
Yeah.
We're always too like we're always too like busy talking about the new stuff. But um so with 5, I really like 5 because it was different. I know it's not the it can be like the least fun because like you have the scientist that steals your things. It's close quarters. Um it's you're only really in one spot the entire time. It's not like with like
Notorious
Kino and
M14
yeah,
or
yeah,
Olympia
it's not like
gang.
it's not like you can there's not really a lot of adventuring. Like all the spots where you could, it's like unfun because the laboratory where you teleport to is super closed off. And
Yeah.
even like, just where you the only good training spot, it's like if you if you miscalculate a movement, you can get cornered. But I think 5 was really fun because of all those challenges. I think even okay, Wonder Weapon aside, Wonder Weapon sucks. I'm gonna be straight honest,
Okay,
but
that's what I was about to
just the
get to. Is
fact,
the Winter
the
House
fact,
one of the
I really
worst Wonder
liked.
Weapons?
Yeah, it was bad. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
glaze,
no.
but
Not
I
even the
just
remake
think
was
the
good.
map with the challenges, especially with friends or even just solo, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the the change because like the with Kino was low key bare bones. Like it was really exciting and it's a
Yeah.
really good map. Don't get me wrong, but you can only replay it so many times before you're like, okay, I need something different. And 5 offers that. So I think 5 is a good map, but it's
As
not.
well as the
It still
voice
has its
lines from the
flaws.
characters that are
Yeah,
presented
yeah, the
too.
characters, oh my gosh. That's the one thing I miss about old zombies. The characters you actually cared about. Every
Yeah.
single one. And I think that's why we'll talk about this later, but I think Black Ops 3 was really, really good.
Yeah.
Because at that point, we've been seasoned with these characters, and I really wish that 5 in Black Ops 4 got the original characters.
I'm
But
gonna have to say,
that's a discussion for later. But honestly, I would put it below Kino or even like just above, just simply because it's more different and offers more just replayability.
personally, even if you
Yeah,
go
I
back to
think
it
it's
to
great.
this day,
Yeah,
and it
it's
still
so
offers a
amazing.
good bit, I think it's
Uh,
one of the greater maps.
wow.
Now let's talk about
Oh,
one of my least favorite maps, Ascension.
you really don't like Ascension?
I don't like the layout of Ascension. I hate the fucking monkeys. The only thing
Okay,
that's
yeah,
got
that's
going
really
good
annoying.
for it is the Gersh devices and the Thunder Gun, but even then those things are kind of hard to get. Um,
Dang.
the atmosphere, it doesn't encapsulate zombies for me, if that makes
Dude, you
sense.
might be you might be the only Ascension hater I've ever met.
I
I'm
just
being
I've
I'm
never
being so
cared
for
for
real.
Ascension, and now that I'm
Really?
like really thinking
Really?
about it, really thinking about all the
Damn.
gameplays I've seen, the like 2 times that I've played the map, and I'm like, damn, this is definitely not even near close to my cup of tea. Yeah, the Thunder Gun's on the map, but last, it's on the launch map, so you could play it. Um, I'm not gonna say it's absolutely horrible at all. I'm not gonna say it that way because pretty much all of BO1's maps they had great character, they had great story, and it was something kind of new to look into. And there's always something kind of new in each game that you kind of got a snippet of because you couldn't process everything all at once, and you didn't get
Yeah,
everything all at once.
right.
Um, Overall, not bad. I like how it goes to black and white as well. I think that's kind of cool. Cool touch. The monkey rounds are, if you like Pentagon Thief, you're gonna love the monkeys maybe. Because those fuckers will steal your perk, and if you don't kill them in time, you don't get your perk back, or weapon, or whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
decide to take. So, yeah. Um, Personally, I don't care about the monkeys. Um, Ascension is just not my cup of tea.
I think Ascension is a good map at least. I would say it's above Duries, but it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's because okay, despite all the dislikes, I mean, it has like the perfect training area. So like high rounds, it's fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, if you're,
the
because
Gersh
what
devices again, it's like they're like honestly the best utility up until
I
Black Ops
don't
3 when it has
remember
more.
if PhD is a thing on this map. If it is, I remember like a couple of videos where people would go try to get to a high round because you're gonna
PhD
if
is
you
an
pull the
ascension
ray
upgrade.
gun first, you can just keep crowd control, and you could do the same thing with the thunder gun, and you just splash damage them or just wipe them out with the thunder gun and let the rest of them respawn, build up, and keep doing it
PhD
again.
is an ascension. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I do. My memory was right
So
about that.
that's what I mean. Like
Um,
because it had new stuff,
yeah.
and so it was really fun. Like for high rounds. So I think it kind of balanced out. Even then, like once you got set up, or even like trying to get set up, the monkeys become like less and less of a threat
So
because at that point you're so overpowered with like the wonder weapons and the Gersh devices. I mean,
yeah, but
I
I'm
don't know. I
pretty
like
sure
I
it's
like
more than
Ascension.
just one monkey around.
Oh, it is. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, I was
more.
pretty sure
But
it's multiple. So
like
instead of you
it's
focus on one
fun
foe,
though. It's fun though. Like
yeah,
sure it
but
gets
that shit.
annoying, but it's still
I
fun.
was
It
about to
changes it
say,
up.
it gets annoying for me, and I don't really like the annoyance. I'm gonna say it, they're just as bad as mimics,
Yeah, they're really.
which I'll get into that in a
Mm,
little bit. We will definitely get into that
actually, yeah, we'll get into that. But all I'm gonna say is that at least they don't spawn as
because
often as the mimics.
the
At least
zo-
it's like set to rounds.
the big zombie games that I extensively played so I can understand all the enemy types and everything were BO4, Cold War, and then of course BO6
Yeah.
because I've been grinding BO6. Even though
Right.
I've taken a
Yeah.
break from it for like the last 3 weeks. I do not care about the events too much, except for the fact that I got my skateboard diamond, and that thing is a fun melee weapon. I would put Ascension above all the World at War maps just because it does offer more stuff, but it does still keep the moody atmosphere a little bit. It's just World at War cheese a little bit better because they went way into realism with World at War compared to almost every other
Yeah.
COD ever, except for the MP40 craze and multiplayer. Um, but Ascension,
Mhm.
not a bad map. He loves it. I'm not a
Top
fan of it.
average.
Just whatever.
I think I can be content with having it in between good and average. If I
Now
had to
let's
top of
talk about a
average.
map that is when it dropped in
Underrated.
DLC.
Underrated.
Oh my god.
Underrated and overhated.
Oh my! I don't think it's
All I'm gonna say.
overhated. Is it really
Oh
hated?
yes, it is. Yes, dude. Call of Dead is so underrated and overhated. Like the hate is forced. I promise you.
I
Yeah.
I personally don't hate it as much as George can be a nuisance at times when you're not properly set up and he can just, you know, fuck you over. But if you kill him the first time, you get a wonder off.
It's
Not
rewarding.
only that, but
That's the thing,
I forgot how many wonder weapons were on this map. I know the scavenger exists on
dude.
this map. The VR11.
Um.
VR11 was kind
Yeah.
of shit, but it did get better in a future remake. We'll get into that
In
later.
yeah, and in multiplayer,
Um,
it was okay. It was fun to use in multiplayer.
yeah, because the VR11 was a multiplayer. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. That was a problem.
The
But
the the VR11 was the one that turned the zombie into a human, and then the zombies would
yeah.
focus on the
Yeah.
human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Scavenger was a really cool concept for melee weapon. It was a zombies map based on George Romero. It was a different cast, a cast that
Mhm.
it, at this time zombies was a huge experiment, and from the years prior, the World at War launch, how well it was received, they were doing this kind of shit, and I can't tell you how much. And everybody says this. I know everybody's gonna say this. Even the modern zombies players like myself, we want shit like this again. Yes, we need the old ideas mixed in with a
Mhm.
newer formula, is what I think
Yep.
it needs to be. That's my big own opinion. Some people can bite me about it, like we need to go back classic. I don't think we need to because let's be honest, classic is much harder than modern, and I will
It
say
is.
modern only encourages you to level up one gun in a game and not really multiple, which that is a drawback of modern zombies, but overall, Call of the Dead, I even to
It's a
this
great map.
day, it
Great
is
map.
an
It's
incredible
underrated. It's a
map.
great map. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh,
That
thank
is an
you.
incredible map. Okay,
It is.
sorry,
Dude, I love.
BO1
I forgot
maps
to.
are a roller coaster for me because here we're about to go into maybe one of my most hated maps. Um, I'm gonna list the pros first.
Okay, I'll take it.
It's a
I'm really
nice,
interested to hear
it's a
because
nice
I don't.
looking map, and the
Yeah,
baby gun is a cool gun.
it's really fun to use.
Um, Besides that, this is a shit map. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. The visuals look great. Getting the baby gun's fun as fuck, and pretty much you can just use that the entire game until you can't anymore. Besides that, this I do not like Shangri-La.
Shangri-La is like painfully average. It's like at the very bottom of average.
Yeah, I would
Cause
rather
it's not
play.
necessarily bad because the baby gun is there. You know, you have all the perks at this point, wonder weapons,
Yeah,
but it's so unbelievably un unfun to experience if you
it's
don't know what you're doing. So it's
even
like
if you
very
know what you're
painfully
doing, it can
average.
be annoying because the
And even
tight
then, yeah,
corners
there's
on this
so
map
many. Yeah,
too.
yeah,
It is much easier to get trapped in this map than any
yeah,
other map before, and some even after.
yeah.
Now,
It's really bad.
so we're just gonna rank it the bottom of average.
But
So right now it's
it's
our
very, very
worst.
average. It's not bad
Um,
though. It's just very, very average.
Now we're gonna go into this next map, and there is a BO3 remake of this one. We'll get into that one later because I think the BO3 remake is just as cool as the original. However, the original Moon, some of y'all don't know. Anthony, I don't even know if you know. But originally, this was supposed to be. The original setting was supposed to be in Paris, not in the Moon.
I did not know that.
The
That I did not
original
know.
map was supposed to
That's
be a
crazy.
Paris setting,
I had no
Paris,
idea.
France.
Like
And
genuinely.
they ended up, I think it was about 2 months before this map was to release, they ended up cutting it. And there's still remnants of a Paris code in this game
Dang,
that directly correlates
that's
to this
crazy.
map. And I think that's cool. The starting room is fucking cool as shit. The fact that you're about to be
Yeah.
teleported to the moon, you have to fight these like undead astronauts that have a little too much health on them. The fucking zap gun. I mean, and the ghost devices where you appeared. This was a cool map, cool concept map. Replayability wise, it's not going to be like your typical zombies where you can horde them up because it depends on where you are. You could either just have gravity or you're floating around in the main hub or just wherever. Um,
Whatever.
Pack a punch can sometimes be a pain to get to. Um, it's not a bad map in the Easter egg. Okay, now we're gonna really talk about Easter eggs because this is where if it's an Easter egg that's really good, because I watched all the cinematics for all the Easter eggs, listened to all the audio recordings. I listened to an entire
I
fucking
mean,
2 hour long episode of the entire breakdown of the Ether story. Just the Ether story, not even to the new Dark Ether or the sub stories or any of that. Not even the Chaos story.
yeah,
Um, you launching nukes to the fucking planet and fucking destroying it to open up
yeah,
into
that's so
BO2
cool, dude.
is probably one of the best send offs of BO1 to enter BO2. I think this is one of the coolest, I guess, quote unquote, transition maps. Um,
Yes, dude.
and coolest ideas for a map in general. Um, I personally don't think it's above Call of the Dead. I know that's
But
a
it's incredible
fucking
though. It's
crazy
great.
opinion. Um, it is one of the best maps in BO1, but I think the best map has to
I
go to
think,
Call of the Dead.
yeah, put it in top of great. It's honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now we're going to get into a
But yeah,
map that I loved the idea of it, and
poor execution.
we got a kind of spiritual successor with Outbreak,
Yeah.
but apparently we're supposed to get a real transit in the next game, so we'll see what
Oh,
happens with
dude,
that.
it's the
That
next game that comes out next year.
there's been a transit remake fucking rumor for since Cold War, even before Cold War. So we were waiting for it in Cold War. We were waiting for Chronicles 2.0 in Cold War, and we never got it. But I mean, transit and let's be honest, town, farm, bus depot, and transit are literally all the same map. Um, I will say of those four together, there's only one of them that is good. All of these are just basic average maps. Just basic. I'm going to silently just go ahead and put these up in
just
the order that I think they need to
just
go in.
okay. We'll go. Whoa! All right, that's crazy.
Farm is fucking horrible because the denizens, but town,
Wow. If you don't put this at okay, okay,
I think the
okay.
town part of transit is probably my favorite part
Okay.
of the map because that's
I
also
think
where you
town
build
is.
the jet gun.
I think town is good.
I
I
think it
think it should,
is.
or at least at the
The
top of
pack-a-punch
average.
in the middle of the lava, the scenery of it's a little bit better than the rest of it. I think it's cool. Now
Yeah.
we're going to get into a map that I want remade in a different kind of way.
No, hold on. Forward transition. Why is Bus Depot better than Farm?
I cannot
I, f-
stand
I feel
denizens
like
in the
okay, but I
fog.
feel like Bus Depot. Okay, so but if Farm. Okay, listen. Um, Depot needs to be in worst, or at there at the bottom of, or at the bottom or below Farm.
But
We're
the
gonna put Farm in bad,
Galvanickles,
dude. Bus Depot is more bare bones than Farm. I promise you. I promise you, Farm. Okay, listen. Bus Depot is one floor in one area. Farm at least has the barn in the house.
yeah. I
Like, it at least has some sort of more meat to it than Bus Depot. Bus Depot is literally just one area, and that's it.
I'll just do
At
those all
least
up.
put at least Bus Depot. Oh, okay. Now what you're
I
gonna do
think
is
they're
you're gonna
both
take Farm.
equally as bad.
Okay, I'll accept both of them being in bad at least, because it's crazy to say that there are maps that are worse than those two combined.
Now,
But
this next one,
Nuketown,
this one's cool because of the lore. Not only do your perk machines fall out of the sky of an active nuke from one of the rockets that was shot at from the moon to you.
yes, bro.
So this is literally like the aftermath of like literally right after the aftermath of all the nukes shooting at the planet and destroying the planet. The Easter egg on this one. Now I will say the playing your actual characters. They don't really speak. They don't really have any true characteristics to them. Um, I think this map was cool. It's
Yeah,
literally just Nuketown, but zombified. Nothing much to it.
Nuketown has
The lore
yeah.
to it is
The
fucking.
lore is awesome. The lore is awesome, and let's see. Oh, the Nuketown has a very special place in my heart because when I was in middle school, Nuketown was like the only zombies map I played with my friends. Like they would all come over and play on my PS3. It was the only map we would play ever.
Oh my god, I'm about to buzz. Oh my god. I'm about to.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. You're gonna edit this out, but hold on. I can't hear you. Wait. I can't hear you. Hold on.
You hear me now?
Yeah. I just
My
left and
mic cut
joined
off.
like to get your attention. Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. Um,
But anyway,
I
where were
think
we
Die
at?
Rise is absolutely amazing. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Are you gonna
Um,
edit this out? Hold on, pause. You're gonna edit that part out. Please tell me you're gonna edit that part out.
um,
Okay,
I think it's
but
absolutely
did you
amazing because not
could
only, yes, they quote unquote nerf the liquefier, but if you shot a full mag at a certain sign on the map, it would return it to its base version,
yep.
which I think that's cool. I know there's a lot of haters of the map, and you can bite me about it, but I think aesthetically, the elevator can get extremely annoying. I understand, or the ninja zombies too can be extremely annoying. Um,
Mhm.
I think this is overall. I think it's. I don't want to say average. It does give you experience, and there is a little bit of replayability. The Suica is one of the coolest wonder weapons you can make. Um, Literally, Richtofen is in the mind of our character. His name is Sam as well, isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. So I think it's cool.
Agree. I think
I
it's cool.
would put it in the low tier of good.
Oh, okay. I was not expecting you to put it there.
Yeah.
My thing is that my thing is that it's it's pretty it's pretty just like poorly done because of the
Yeah.
falling. And
Well,
also, mind you, they teased THD flopper on this map, and then they
yeah.
took it out.
Yeah. I remember that in the trailer.
Oh, and like, why? Why take it out of a map that needs a PhD flopper? It's not
True.
a kind of needs. It's a need. So like that's if I already I put it in average, but I will be content with being good because I played it modded
Yeah.
where you can have like 8 people, and it is honestly the most fun I've ever had. It was everything was so it was like 20 times worse.
Yeah.
So funny.
Now we're about to get
So,
into some really dangerous territory because there's one of these last three maps of BO2 that all of these, I'm going to say right now, I love all of these maps. Except I think there's a remake that does one of these better. Honestly, there's technically two of them that do it better. But I think the base version, what we're going to talk about right now, is influentially just like Call of the Dead, one of one of the biggest pop culture parts of Call of Duty Zombies ever. When it comes to story or just like twisting Alcatraz, the history of Alcatraz in a way to make it into a zombie story, I think that is fucking lit as shit.
you could say it was incredible,
It
right?
really was in the afterlife system. I wish we got that back. I wish we
Yeah,
got that back in a
me
hopefully in a
too,
future map
dude.
maybe, but I mean with how treyarch is nowadays and their AI
Oh,
slopping everything
oh,
now,
the AI stuff,
yeah,
dude.
I don't know if we're ever gonna get that back. Mob of the Dead will go down as one of the most incredible maps of all time. In fact,
Yes,
I would
dude.
argue
It's one of the best? Question mark.
I would. I personally would. That's our first best of
I
the
would.
night.
I would.
Now buried.
I would.
Um, I'm just gonna say this right now.
Buried.
It's great. I love it.
Yes.
The story of
Yes.
it, where there's two different Easter eggs you can do. You can either do the Richtofen one or you can do the Maxis one.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, the Paralyzer. I mean, it does drop off after round 80, but it's the Paralyzer's a cool ass wonder weapon. I don't know why we haven't gotten it back yet. People love that. It's the introduction to Mark II. This is the actual map that we got it on first. I think it's cool. I think it's one of those just there's nothing too crazy about it besides, Larry, big ass giant dude, but
Yeah.
it has a good story behind it. It's cool. It's set in the Midwestern um, part of the United States. This is actually the place that invented the Pack-a-Punch machine in the lore of it. This is the town that did it, and then they got buried. Um, I'm not gonna go too nerd hole about that. So,
Yeah, I
it,
don't got much to say. You said buried is just great.
Now, Origins.
Oh boy.
Man, this is gonna take a little bit of courage to say. BO3
All
Origins
right, go
is just
ahead.
better. It's just better
Well,
than.
I think everybody agrees with that, though.
Yeah, because the original Origins, it was a lot of bugs with it. And a lot of them still exist in the game. There's a game timer in it. The Easter egg is phenomenal. The staffs are, I think, underpowered compared to future versions. I think even the BO6 ice staff is better than most of the staffs in this map, which is a crazy thing to think about or even to say, but it is true.
Well, but to be fair,
And
I
this
don't
is
think you can
where we got
really
the
compare
promo
the
script
two.
too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But to be honest, okay, to be fair, I don't think you can compare the stats from Origin and the new map because Black Ops, since Cold War and going on, there's like 40 different types of new special zombies that are overpowered for no reason compared to the original Panzer.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously overpowered. So, but at the time, the staffs were the strongest. Well, especially upgraded.
I will
They
give
just
it
all had
this.
like their different thing.
It was the first map to have quote unquote elemental wonder
Yeah,
weapons. It was the
yeah,
first
that's
map to do
cool.
that. And it was cool because if you played with multiple people, this was a very fun map. Your starting
It's so
pistol
fun.
was the best gun to pack a punch in that map.
Yep,
The Boomhilda
yep.
was the best one to do, which the BO3 one we'll get into later was actually much better, stats wise and gameplay wise, um, and looks for sure. It was one of the last maps of BO2, and it was really nice. I
Yep.
especially that what was that? Wasn't this the one that had the cutscene of Eddie asking for it to be his turn? Last I checked.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where that was one of I think one of my favorite cutscenes. So Origins, the OG Origins, honestly one incredible map. I would even say over Call of the Dead. Now, here's where we're about to get into some zombie maps that I pretty much have no idea about, except for the first one,
I
because this is
yeah.
Advanced Warfare.
The
Um,
first one is the only one I played. The rest, I have no idea.
as far as I know, the last three that I've heard about are almost exactly the same to these, just different settings. And I hate the shock dogs. I the progression idea of this zombies knockoff mode from Sledgehammer is a cool attempt,
Yeah.
but
Outbreak
beyond
is
poorly executed. A
yeah.
future
It's
iteration of Sledgehammer's Zombies Works was actually a crap ton better than this, and we will get to that in a little bit. Because,
Outbreak is
oh my
average.
god, does it rival World at
Yeah,
War with its grittiness?
it
Uh,
does. It really
Outbreak,
does.
it's.
It's average.
I'm
It's
gonna.
average. It's very average. If anything, it's like at the top of bad, almost the bottom of average.
Yeah, top of bad is where it needs to
It's
go.
there's a lot of
And
problems.
then
It's not horrible. And you
we.
put those three and haven't played.
Yeah, I
I've
was about
never
to
touched
say,
Advanced Warfare.
we're not gonna rank these. We don't really
I haven't
know.
touched Advanced Warfare.
Okay, we don't even need to talk about this one. This is just,
You can just put that. Yeah, you can just put that up there. I think it's
I
self-explanatory.
mean, what can we say about Shadows of Evil? 5 years of development,
Oh boy,
uh,
it shows too. It shows what
where
happens when.
Apothegons
Yeah.
entered like truly entered the story. You had the Apothegon
Ooh
Servant,
wee.
which actually got buffed in Revelations, even though there was a glitch where you could pack a punch it in Shadows of Evil, but you weren't supposed to. The trap system, where you can get a bunch of cool little side Easter eggs. The pack a punch room was cool. The first ever quote unquote boss fight ever. Come on,
It's just like
say
literally the best.
less.
I
And
hope
the
you know
rituals
they
were
gave
cool.
Shadows. They gave Shadows of Evil freaking roller coaster in real life.
Oh yeah.
Like
No. I think this is one of those few maps too that got its own specialized weapon to it. the bootlegger, which you can get at the
Oh,
top of the tram
the
station.
bootlegger.
Yeah. The Margwa was, I mean, yeah, we already had Panzers before. We had, stuff like that before. But this is where this is the first game this is the golden age of COD Zombies. It's referred to that. I believe it is, even though I'm not a big fan of playing older classic Call of Duties. I will acknowledge that this is definitely the golden age because this is when we saw special zombies really taking effect. Parasites, I hope they never bring back the meatballs because I actually hated those. Those are basically wraps.
But the meatballs.
They're Mogwall shits that have been converted into wraps from multiplayer. That's all it is. Um, but I mean, there's nothing to say less about Shadows of Evil. It will go down as one of the absolute best maps of all time, and setting up the beginning
I
of
do.
BO3. It is
Oh, such a good man.
the giant. I'm gonna tell you right now, the giant is bare bones. It's
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
from my experience, it's pretty bare bones. Yes, it does play a little bit crucial part of the story, but as soon as you spawn in, you killed the former self of Richtofen, and that's all you pretty much do on that map. Besides, I think you do get Dempsey, but no, that's Horizon Drag, isn't that?
Now, Sergeant Jekyll, listen. You understand? You don't understand. With the Black Ops 3 engine, it's Darius, but better. Because you have every single perk. You have
Yeah.
Gobblegums. You have,
Well, duh.
like I said, the new engine, right?
Yeah.
Um, you have the hand cannon Easter egg. Cool one. You have the moon one. You have the moon Easter egg.
Yeah.
It's definitely not bare bones at all. I think you just I think you just didn't look up a Ruffle Waffles guide, may I say.
No, I just.
But
This is just
no, I
one of
think
those few zombies
I would
remakes where I just didn't feel it, you know?
I would put it at good, at least. At least in good. As it's a good one. It's a really good. It's a goodie.
I'll comply for now.
It's a goodie. Or if anything, if it makes you feel better, just put it in like average, below Doris. Because I think Doris is better than a giant. I will say that.
Yes. That's.
I will say that. I will give you that. Doris is better than a giant. But oh man, the giant was fun. I liked it. All right, Horizon Drag.
Okay,
We're
Horizon
gonna put
Drag. Oh
this.
my god. I mean.
We're gonna put this. We're gonna put this.
I mean, we know where we're gonna put this, right?
We're gonna put this. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it belongs up
Yeah.
there because this is the first zombies map that had, I feel like, done the elemental weapons right. Like, actually right. Whereas
Yes.
in Origins, yes, you technically had them in there, but they were their own thing. Whereas in Horizon Drag, you can
Mhm.
actually solo the Easter egg much faster than, I know,
Yes.
taking hours to do the other one. I think it was like Frederick Six or whatever his name was. I forget the name of the speedrunner at the moment. He got the world record for I think about like 22 minutes of a speedrun on this map, or it was like 32. It was something in that ballpark, and I was astonished. You first get the base bow, then you get the wolf bow, the void bow, the storm bow, the fire bow. It's all cool as shit. And then you blow up the moon as the Easter egg? I think that's
Yeah.
cool. I think
Freaking baller.
it's amazing, personally. Um, Now we're gonna get into actually, okay. I
Okay,
have an
I
extremely hot
want to hear
take.
your hot take on this because it's either gonna be supportive of mine or supportive or not supportive of mine.
So we're gonna go
What are you
over
gonna say?
pros and cons real quick of
Oh boy,
Zetsubo.
here we go. Pros and
Pros are
cons.
you have two different boss fights. Cool.
Yeah.
You get two different wonder weapons. You get the Apothegm head, and then you get the
Yeah.
what the hell? What was that one called? I forget.
Um.
The
The Venom one.
KT4 was it?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
KT4.
Kiva.
Um, the spider boss fight, cool. I think it's one of the
Yeah.
coolest boss fights. The main boss fight is underwhelming to an extreme. beyond underwhelming. Thrashers, I actually like I like the idea of their enemy type, but of course, they have not aged very well because they have never reappeared ever again. Um,
So they can't age, is what you're telling me.
yeah, just like dead baby jokes, they never get old. Um, that's about overall for me.
I would say it's at the top of average. Listen,
Yeah, it's pretty average, honestly.
it's at the top of average. It is not bad. It's actually okay. Tetsubo. Here's my
The
thing.
only thing that's
Tetsubo in
keeping
the
it from
beginning.
being bad for me is the fucking Apothicon head fucking wonder weapon that's basically turn zombies into weeping angels,
Yeah,
which is
but
shit.
so listen, if you, I think Tetsubo deserves to be at the top of average because they actually fixed it. At one point, Tetsubo was the worst because it was broken, but they went back and actually fixed it, and now it's actually bearable and it's actually fun to play. I like it. I like Tetsubo. The atmosphere is unlike any other map I've ever played. I like it. I like it a lot.
Um,
And it has to do
you
with
remember
Takeo, bro.
playing
I love
Terminus
Takeo.
recently, right?
Terminus? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
What about him?
Terminus takes a little bit inspiration from that in Shinonuma to make Terminus a thing.
Oh, dude, yeah, because
Yeah,
the dude's infected, and so is Takeo. You're right.
yeah.
You're right.
Now, now this is where I do have an extreme hot take. This is
Gorokovi.
another map that you got two boss fights. However, you had to do them right after another. You
Yeah.
had, honestly, I think my favorite wonder weapon of all time, the Ray Gun Mark III.
Reagan Mark III.
The
Oh,
hardest out of all of the Ultimus crew to take out, which was this version of Nikolai. The
which is valid.
introduction of a certain special enemy that is now spammed in modern
Oh,
COD Zombies games,
kill me.
um, which would be the Mangler. Lockdown
Yeah.
objective, gobble guns in this game, obviously. The dragon shield is cool as fuck.
Dude, I
You're
forgot,
killing
dude.
a dragon and growing
Yeah,
Crovy,
bro. Dude, you're
and then you're going
dragons
against the
and
Raps
zombies, bro.
again.
Dragons and zombies. Well, how much more better can it get?
Yeah, and you ride a dragon to get to each little point too. And then I saw people trying to get done with this egg as fast as they could, but using shop and free in the beginning. I I think it's just as equal, maybe just a little bit less than
Mm,
Shadows.
I would put it at the top of incredible. I
I
don't
don't
think it's the
know.
best. I don't think it's near
I
perfect, like
I
perfect,
think it's
but
better than Horizon Drac,
I think
personally. Even though Horizon Drac had its first true boss fight because of that secret boss fight, you had to use the little grass fight things for and stuff. Yeah, but Grand Crovy, honestly, one of the
uh,
best.
for the glazing, I'll
Now,
leave it.
we're going to get into the point where Call of Duty with their zombies maps just became a nostalgia fest. And
Yeah.
even though, objective wise, when it comes to stats and wonder weapons, this have like one of the most wonder weapons in one map ever. You had the Apothicon Servant, which you could upgrade in this map and only this map.
Which is
Um,
cool. I think that I wish they did that
Thunder
for another one.
Gun, Ray Gun. I think there was a couple other wonder weapons that I can't think of off the top of my head. They missed the opportunity to put the Mark III in this one. The boss fight arena is aesthetically one of the most pleasing ever.
Oh yeah, for sure. The whole map
Um,
is aesthetically pleasing, to be honest.
the intro of it's great. I think the ending is kind of stale, in my opinion. But I kind of wish it had its own, like, true area besides just going into the big Apothicon Titan
Yeah.
thing where the pack room is.
Yeah, because that alone was really cool. So like, it would have been
Yeah.
cool to see what they would have done with more.
But it was honestly, at the same time, it was too colorful for me, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I get it. The Galaxy, 2016
So
Galaxy.
I think
I think it's
at the bottom of
average.
great, maybe the top of good.
I would say if you want to give it some brownie points, I'd give it in good. But to be honest, I think it's average.
Yeah, I think I'll put it at the bottom of good.
Yeah,
Actually, I'll put it above
okay.
Die Rise because I think it is better than Die
Oh,
Rise.
finally a base take. Just kidding.
Okay, now we're gonna get into the Chronicles. because I
Okay,
didn't play a lot of the I own the
I did.
Chronicles, but I didn't play almost any of the Chronicles. I don't think I did play. I think I only played the Moon Chronicles and the Origins Chronicles. The rest of them I did not touch because I did not care to touch them. Um, Chronicles Nocturne on Toten. I don't
Mm.
know what has changed in this version of
You
Noct.
have Gobblegums, you have
Yeah.
Wonderfizz, you have
Oh, Wonder Fizz is in this map?
yes, there's a
Ooh,
Wonderfizz on this map.
okay.
Yeah, after you get once you get this one around. Um,
As
for
far as I
like
know, it's still the same base map, though. There's not an
oh
extended
yeah, no,
outside
that's
or
the
anything.
same,
Yeah.
except the thing is, it's now more fun and more high round ish because now you have the Wonder Fizz and you have the Gobble Gum, and you can pack a punch with the Gobble Gum. You can Perkaholic with the Gobble Gum.
Yeah.
You have also Mule Kick now. Mule Kick is in the spawn room.
Yeah. So,
It would
honestly,
be definitely at the top of average, if anything, because it builds upon it.
yeah.
It's the same map. Like, you
Yeah.
could even put them next to each other. Because to be honest, the only
Yeah.
thing
The only
better
thing
about it
that's
is the fact
changed
that there's
is,
more.
yeah.
But
I will say, from what I've seen gameplay about it, from what I remember, it's not as gritty as the original.
it's not.
Like,
That's why
almost
I'm
not at all.
saying it kind of balances out because now, although it's not less gritty, it's more.
Gameplay
There's more
wise,
to it.
it's better,
There's more to it.
but atmosphere
Oh,
wise, I think it's a
yeah.
little bit duller.
Yeah.
Um, I think I can say the same about Verruct, honestly.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. Absolutely.
Um,
If I would
I
put
have
honestly, okay,
seen gameplay about Verruct, at least the Chronicles version and the original. I
it's
think
the
the
same thing.
OG, I think it's just. I'm gonna be honest.
I
I think it's slightly better. I know that's
it's
crazy to say because you have
it
Gobblegums and shit, but
is only because yeah. So all these Chronicle maps until you get to I would say I think they're all kind of like that. It's just that they're only more fun to play because you have Gobblegums now.
yeah,
Um, to be honest, Varrock especially. Varrock is now like a good map because you have the Gobblegums and all the perks
yeah,
and also the ability to pack a punch. So the challenge now actually becomes a little easier and very much dependent on your skill.
yeah,
Because original Varrock, it was kind of like you need to be extra skilled. But
yeah.
with this Varrock, it's like okay, all the tools are handed to you. Can you clutch up? Type of deal. Um,
I would put it in equilibrium.
yeah, or even below based on the atmosphere, but it's
Yeah.
just Varrocked. It's literally just Varrocked with a few fancy additions.
Okay, now we're gonna get into
Gino Numa though. Oh,
yes,
this
that
one's
is
different.
much better
This one is
than the
different. This
original.
is yeah, this is far.
I would put it
This
at the
is
top
honest.
of. You know what? I would even
Yeah,
put it in good.
I would put it. Yeah, I would say if anything, I'd put it in good. Gino
Yeah.
Numa and Chronicles is a whole different map. You
Yeah,
have obviously
definitely.
the Black Ops 3 stuff, but the map is actually fixed now, and
Mm-hmm.
everything is just overall much better.
Well, it's playable, and then you have
It's
more to
actually
it as well.
playable now. Yeah, dude. Oh my
So
gosh,
I think it's one of the
absolutely.
better ones.
Yeah, it's
Um,
up there.
Now this is
It's
one
really
I'm
up
unsure
there.
about because I actually have not watched any gameplay of the Chronicles version of Kino.
Same map, just Black Ops 3 stuff. That helps you out.
So I
I
guess
put,
we're gonna do Equilibrium
if
again.
anything, yeah, if anything, you can put it.
Where did I
Here's
put
my thing
Kino?
with
I
it.
don't see it.
It's you put it in good. I would put it in average because the thing with original Kino is that you still had that challenge aspect because it's OG. Now it's like it's more average because it's so much easier.
Yeah.
It's still a good map though. It's just I'd rather play original Kino because you have the OGs on the OG engine
Yeah.
difficulty, but I will say it looks better. It doesn't look as like I don't know,
Um,
but it's cool.
I don't think there's
Okay,
much to say about this one because as far as I know, it's literally the exact same thing as Ascension, except you have Gobblegums.
yeah,
That's pretty much
it's
it.
yeah. It's just it's
and then
like
BO3 engine. So I would
yeah.
put them
Honestly, I would just
same.
put Equilibrium. It's more fun though. Tell you that much.
Yeah.
Shangri-La in Black
Huh.
Ops 3
It is
Chronicles
way
is
better
a
than the original.
whole different map. It is so good. It
I've
is
seen
so
gameplay of
good.
it, and
I've it's honestly I have played
I think it.
Shangri-La on Chronicles more than other maps. I'm being
Yeah.
so
Well,
serious.
because you have a bigger
Shangri-La
selection, the
Chronicles
map is just a
is
tiny bit more open.
so good.
I would put it in
It's
good
so
right
so
before
good.
Nuketown,
It is
personally.
so good. I love Shangri-La
Okay,
Chronicles.
now we're about to get into two
This is your
remakes
thing.
that are,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
both better than the original. Well, one of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Easter egg
You played?
wise, no.
Did you play both of these a lot?
I played the Chronicles Origins like 4 different times, and I enjoyed
Okay,
every
cool.
single time I did.
Yeah. What about Moon? Same thing.
Moon, I did a couple times until I beat the Easter
Okay.
egg, which,
Okay.
sad thing to announce, out of all the Chronicles maps, this is the only one I did an Easter egg for. Um, I never did the Easter egg for almost any of the BO3 maps
Gotcha.
except for Shadows of Evil. That's the only one I
Yeah.
did, besides Moon. Um,
Right.
Moon, I
It's so
think
much better.
Chronicles Moon, even though it does have the BO3 engine,
Yeah.
I think it honestly is just slightly worse than the original.
I
Like,
would.
just by a ball hair.
I would. Yeah. I would agree. I'm gonna. I'm gonna let you take over Origins. I got a potty break.
Alright.
I'm gonna go pee. You talk about Origins because you have the knowledge and power.
Yeah.
Before I talk about Infinity War. Infinity War. Uh,
Yeah, before we get into this version
Infinite
of
Warfare.
zombies,
Wrong one.
because,
I got a potty
yeah.
break.
So, Origins, this is one of those remakes. It was good. I mean, I think it was better than the original just because of the enhanced mechanics, as well as the um, change in some certain weapons. Your starter weapon would be the Boomhilda, which actually, if you pack a punched it in this game, it was actually a crap ton better than the original. Because as far as I know, this is the one where it had the Boomhilda strat where you would jump behind, you would shoot the ground when you're in the mud, and you would go faster. Um, and it being one of the best pack a punch weapons in the game in general. So I I put it slightly above normal Origins just because actually, you know what? Maybe just a tiny bit less. Just because again it's not the original, but it did enhance and improve upon certain things like the zombies blood was a little bit better, the Wonder Fizz was much better, etc. etc. And we're just gonna wait for him to get back. We are about to get into. Let's see. We're about to go into Infinite Warfare, which will be
Yeah, we are.
2016.
Yes, we
And
are.
then,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
I
back.
I
Okay, so how
know
much of Infinite Warfare did you play? You
I
would say.
didn't play any, but I did look into like the super Easter egg of it, the wonder
Okay.
weapons,
Yeah, yeah,
etc.
yeah. Yeah.
Overall,
Oh
for
boy.
a non-treyarch zombies take, it is still the best one.
Which one?
The Infinite Warfare zombies game mode. For a non-treyarch zombies mode, it is
Oh
the
yeah.
best one out of all of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Now I'm gonna tell you why. And it's really only one reason, because after this map, they fall off really hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Go ahead.
Zombies in Spaceland.
I heard this one wasn't that
It
good.
is,
One of,
dude,
I know the attack
I
of the radioactive
promise
thing I've
you,
heard is pretty
I
good.
promise you that Zombies in Spaceland is one of the best zombies maps I have ever played. The entire atmosphere is captured perfectly, and it is so fun. Everything is interactable. Pretty much, like there's a whole arcade.
You had
You
your
can play
like,
the games,
you
dude.
had your
Oh my
little
gosh,
wild card system too, didn't you?
yes, you had about Zombies in Spaceland is like Sledgehammer's Shadows of Evil. It is the only map that you can tell they put their heart and soul into it. If anything, we need to play it and you'll understand. Like the whole atmosphere of it is so fun. There's a roller coaster, dude. There's a freaking roller
Really
coaster on
funny
there,
you called
bro.
it Sledgehammer because this is the non-Sledgehammer one too.
Sledgehammer. Or is it really not Sledgehammer?
It's Infinity Ward. The
Oh
only
yeah.
time
See?
they've ever done a
See?
zombies mode.
See? See? Notice how whenever they pass the torch to a different developer, it did go up. I
Yeah.
forgot.
I mean, this is a
But
game that Infinity Ward put a lot
oh
of time and
dude,
effort to anyways. They
dude,
and
I'm telling you.
Infinity
And
Ward, so I'm just going to do a quick rant about Infinity Ward with their Infinite Warfare game. Got way too much hate at launch. Yes, it was
dude,
another
it really
jetpack
did.
game, but they put a lot of love and time besides the infamous Proteus thing that was going on where the little shotgun sniper hybrid where it was basically one-shotting even in a shotgun mode from like 50 yards away, or when you had sniper mode it was still
Mhm.
shotgunning, which was really really bad. um, Besides that, they put a lot of time and effort into almost all their guns even throughout the DLC cycle, and as far as I know they put a
Yeah,
crap ton of
let's
love and
go.
time into the zombies mode, and this is the only time Infinity War has ever done it. And honestly, we need to see it again. Yes, the first time they, I guess, when tried it was in Ghost with Extinction. That wasn't entirely well received, which is why we
It's a
never saw
disaster.
Extinction again. Even though what's funny is we have a mode that looks like Extinction that is currently, its own game. It's basically Extinction mixed with
Yeah.
Warhammer, which I know this is a very undemocratic thing to say, which now we're just jumping to a different game. Helldivers. I mean, it's a fun ass game. Anyways, we're gonna get off topic of that. Um, Infinity Ward put a lot of love and time in this game, and I am kind of mad that we didn't really look at them. I'm not personally Infinity Ward game fan. My first ever game I ever played, Call of Duty wise, was BO3. That was the game I was rocking in, and I was rocking the multiplayer more than I ever was a zombies. I know zombies was a golden age in BO3. I love Shadows of Evil. I didn't really care for the rest of BO3, just because I really, really enjoyed the multiplayer. I could tell you right off the top of my head my favorite multiplayer map, which is Combine. Gets a lot of hate, but I love that map. Um,
Yeah.
but Zombies in Spaceland, from the gameplay that I've seen, it's not
It's
bad.
I'm telling you, it is it needs to go in best at the bottom at least. I'm telling you, it is so incredible. It is so good.
I'm going to trust your
You gotta
word.
if you gotta trust my word, I promise. I
I'm
promise
going
you
to
I'm
put
not
that
lying.
there.
Dude, literally one of the ways you can get the Wonder Weapon is by playing the arcade machines.
Oh
I'm being
shit,
so
that's
for
kind
real.
of
You
cool.
can win. Yeah, literally, I'm telling you, every single mechanic is so well thought out. It's so fun. Now, these other three I've never played, except for Attack of the Radio thing, which sucks. It's bad. There's no other way to put it than it's bad. That's the
Yeah.
only other one I played. It's just straight up bad. There's no other. There's no point of sugarcoating or anything. It's just bad. It's just bad. Um, just, it's just bad, bro. It's just bad. But yeah,
But
um, yeah, it's just bad. I should
I
keep saying it's
know
just bad.
the next. Wait, what were you saying? Sorry, I've lost track.
So, Attack of the Radioactive thing is bad.
Yeah, I
That's
know
pretty
that
bad.
one's not bad. Aesthetically, I think it's a cool idea,
Yeah, it's cool
but
looking, and it's cool idea, poor execution, and it's just annoying. It's unfun to play
well, it's
the
also,
entire thing.
even though this specific Zombies game mode was pretty forgotten, I don't think a lot of people even remember Attack of the
No,
thing.
no, nobody really remembers it at all.
So, where do I put it? That's because it's definitely near bad. I don't think it's worst because trust
It
me,
kind of
there are
stuff.
maps here that are about to go into the worst category.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's bad. It kind of sucks because
I'm gonna put it right
the
here.
other three maps of Infinity Ward zombies were bad. They were bad. Which sucks. Whoa, what is you just put Raven the Redwoods and
Yeah, did
Incredible?
you not play these maps a lot?
Are you serious? It's definitely if it's average. There's no way. No, Raven and Redwoods is
Oh wait,
not
I put
incredible.
Brave and the Redwoods up there. I
Yeah,
meant to
this is
put it.
whoa, buddy. Put it if anything, you just put it at the bottom of average or at the top of bad. No, Shaolin Shuffle's broken. Literally in the Easter egg, when you're doing a teleport, you fall out of the teleport boundary and gets permalocked.
I
No,
think they
those two
fixed that.
maps. No, it's not. It happened in Noah J456.
Mm.
No, it's definitely not fixed. I'm gonna have to hard disagree with you here, but it's okay.
And now we get into the only
Beast from
time
Beyond,
Sledgehammer has made an aggressively good zombies game mode that no one ever talks about. It is so forgotten.
which
Um,
is hey, you forgot
which
the
is
Beast
their
from Beyond.
say again?
You forgot the Beast from Beyond.
Where is that? Oh, is
It's
that
at the
Infinity Ward?
forgot it. Yeah, you forgot it.
Oh shit, where do we rank that then? Where the fuck?
It's
I don't even
if you're
remember
gonna
this being a
put
thing.
if you're gonna put Raven the Redwoods in good, Shaolin Shuffle needs to go at the top of average, and you need to put the Beast from Beyond behind Raven the Redwoods. Because I will say Raven the Redwoods is better than Beast from Beyond, but it's still equally bad. Literally, those other three maps are just bad overall. They're so buggy and they're unfun.
I'm just gonna put it at the
Fun
top of.
sucks.
I'm not even gonna put it at the top of average. I'm just gonna throw it in the middle, like
Fair enough.
probably like right next to the
Oh
giant.
dang.
The final
I guess
right.
so. Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say it. There's only like two maps in this game that I actually played because I liked them. Now, one of them I know because I got to learn a little bit more about it, um, but not by much, and I've kind of forgotten the history on it. The
Yeah.
Final Reich, as far as I know, it's just kind of an average zombies map.
Yeah. Really
So
average? I would say it's pretty good. I had fun with it.
a lot, a lot of what I've heard about 2017 World War II is really good.
I
I will
think
put
it,
it at the
I would put it at the top of average. It's
yeah.
pretty fun. The atmosphere is perfect.
Oh
Um,
yeah, this is I think the
I'd say the only downside of the final rank is the fact that it holds your hand through the Easter egg. But
oh yeah, I forgot about
overall,
that.
but overall the map is fun. I mean, the boss fight's fun.
Um,
Um, it's fun.
I
It's
will
just
say
overall
this
fun.
game's theme is probably my favorite zombies theme ever because
Oh,
we're
absolutely.
about to get to the map that doesn't even make you feel like you're playing zombies, like COD
Gross,
zombies. It makes you feel like you're
gross,
playing Resident Evil 7, but more gory in a World War One. It is
gross
fucking
house.
insane. This one,
Gross house is. It. I would put it pretty much by knocked, like below knocked,
uh,
because it's just a survival map, and it's
oh,
pretty bare bones. It's really bare bones. Like
gotcha.
it's pretty much the equivalent of Nocturne Totem except
Okay,
Nocturne Totem had a little bit more space.
I have
Darkest Shore, where are you gonna put this? I'm very curious.
I have a personal little love for this map
Yeah,
because
clearly.
I'm not a
Oh,
big gore person or horror person. I'm not big into that shit. But I was a big fan of Resident Evil 7 when I first played this map, and then I did watch some more gameplay because I died a lot on this map. Um, it aesthetically, even the Wonder Weapon, the little blade launcher, the little ripper, I think this is one of the best Sledgehammer zombie. I would even say one of the greater zombies maps of all time. Especially with the fog and how you can't really see anything through the fog and you get surprised by the elites. Um, Everything is like super gory, everything is super crude and dark. Whereas I'll tell you, most of the rest of the World War II game as a whole was not. Only zombies in this way was. And the Darkest Shore, probably one of my favorite maps of all time. I don't think it belongs up there with the best, but it is definitely in the great category.
Oh, my heart.
What happened?
It's okay. It's your tier list. I will respect it.
I'm gonna put it next to 5. I think it's slightly better than Buried, personally. That's just me. This one, I don't know this one. I've heard of the Shadows Throne, but I never have seen any gameplay of it, nor have I even bothered to play it. Um,
Uh, I, I, I didn't play it. Wait, what was it? What was the map? I forgot the name of it. I'm not gonna lie.
the Shadowed Throne.
It's actually pretty good, from what I've heard. I haven't played it, so we're going to have to put it in haven't played.
Oh
But
yeah, if we
I haven't
both
played
haven't played it,
anything
then I'm
after Dark
definitely
and
not.
Shore, but I've seen gameplay of it. It's pretty cool, actually. It's not
Yeah.
horrible.
The Torture Path, I don't even know this is a map that even existed. I'm gonna be honest.
I heard that it is the most painful and the worst map ever made.
Okay, we're just gonna put it
I
in the
mean, we
haven't
haven't
played
played
because
it,
I
so
really don't know.
yeah. Frozen
Frozen
Dawn
Dawn,
equally as painful and bad, but haven't played it, so
it definitely goes in bad. I like the direction they were trying with it, but it definitely is
worst. No, it
bad.
is one of the worst, bro. Dude, Frozen Dawn doesn't even really have a.
Yeah.
Frozen Dawn was so bad
Okay.
that people just avoided it. It's definitely one of the worst.
So
100,000%.
we're going to go in the opposite of one of the worst. We're now going to enter the chaos story.
Yeah.
For a brief
Did you
second,
play Black Ops 4?
I did. I played
Okay,
a
I had a feeling.
good amount of Black Ops
Okay, okay,
4,
okay.
which is funny because I didn't even play any other modes besides zombies. Um,
Okay, cool.
and I
So
learned a
we're both.
lot of the lore in Black Ops 4.
Yeah,
Um,
Black Ops 4 is what brought me back to the lore.
Voyage of Despair. I need them to remaster this map with the modern engine, and it will be one of the most, I guess, I not maybe not perfect, but one of those more whole maps that is so replayable to a point. It's not where you're trying to grind. It's one of those like you are returning to have fun. I I know it's a really hot take, but I love Voyage of Despair, especially the boss fight with the floating fucking Sauron eye that you can only do damage when it's blasting its beam at you. The Kraken Wonder Weapon that's essentially an elemental wonder weapon too.
Yeah, it's
Parts of the
cool.
map are only accessed if you swim through it and you have to unlock certain things,
Mm-hmm.
etc., etc. This is where they changed the look of the mystery box, which I actually did not like. I wish they did
Really?
not do that. I did not like how they
Yeah,
changed the mystery box. I
I didn't
understood why they
necessarily
were doing
not
it.
like it, but I thought it was cool.
It looked cool, but for how the mystery box is, I kind of wish they didn't taint it. It was it didn't give it the same vibe as what the weapons were coming out as. If the weapons were themed around the time of where Voyage of Despair is technically the Titanic, um,
Yeah.
if all the weapons were themed on that, okay, I understand. But it's Black Ops 4 weapons. So,
Yeah.
and that's the part that does bring me down is I really didn't like Black Ops 4 weapons unless you were running the heal on salvo, which is like the only pack-a-punch weapon you would use because the only one that did
Yeah.
good damage unless you were getting the exclusive map weapons, which even then some of them were absolute ass. So, Voyage of Despair,
Where you go? Where you
I
gonna put it? Where you
think
gonna put it? Where you gonna put it? Where you gonna put it? I'm curious. Curious. Great. Really?
I think so.
This list is all over the place.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. We probably got one of the most jankiest lists. Nine. Replayability wise, it's really good. I like the replayability. I like how they, and this is the only time they've ever changed the Hellhound. Besides, I guess in Cold War they did, but not really. The Tigers, they are relentless, at least to say. I like the idea of nine, where it's in a coliseum. All the characters have changed their look. This is like the last time we had a map do that, per se. Um, well, this is the last game that really happened, because then after we didn't really get, you know, stuck character looks. Um, I will say the wonder weapon on this map was pretty underwhelming. The Pack-a-Punch, I think, looked cool.
Yeah.
And the fact that you could keep doing the Pack-a-Punch mechanic that was in BO4, where you could keep packing it to get your ammo, like, whatever it was called back in the day. Not ammo mods, but something else. Um, I think it was cool.
I
And you
like
would
nine.
basically get
I like
double
nine a
tap on
lot.
your weapon if you Pack-a-Punched it like 5 times. So, you know, I think nine. I think it was a good map.
Yeah, I think
I
nine
think
was a
it's
good
in the
map.
very low of good. Actually, it
Yeah.
needs to be above these guys. But so far, really good. Now we're going to get into one of the
Yeah.
most painful fucking maps if you've ever tried the
Oh,
Easter egg.
goodness gracious.
Um, for a remake of
Where do we
Mob of the
even
Dead,
begin, bro? Where do
for
we even begin?
for a remake of Mob of the Dead, I don't think it executed very well. Now, we'll say the Magma Gat is a plus. The Hell's Redeemer, the way that they changed the catwalk systems now there. A lot of the stuff that was cut from the original Mob of the Dead was put back in. I will say they did take away the Golden Gate Bridge with the plane, which I don't like that they did that. I wish that was still there, or there was some way you could go to the bridge, but you can't. Um, the story of this map, I think, is one of the best cinematics in Call of Duty history in general. Um, in the fact that you start out black and white in the mission, but once you get everything powered on, color comes back. By the end of the Easter egg, once you've drained Richtofen's blood out, it goes back to black and white. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool Easter egg. And the side Easter eggs as well are cool, like the golden spork. Um, overall, Blood of the Dead,
Blood of the Dead
I would,
is just a disappointment, dude.
yeah, it's not gonna get anywhere close to Mob of the Dead, but it's not average for me, and it's definitely not bad. Easter egg wise, it's tedious. It's beyond tedious. I think the
Yeah.
fucking speed run for this goddamn map is like 2.5 hours long.
Disastrous. Yeah.
It's so bad.
Literally
Um,
just I remember when I tried it, I didn't even like I stopped with the bird. I didn't even like I got to the bird part and I just stopped. I just went for high round because I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't get it. And it continues with constant steps like that where it's just like painfully, painfully just a hindrance. Like it's not even like, oh, it's a hard like with okay, an example. Barrett's Easter egg step has the target shooting, and that takes skill. It's challenging, but it's doable. And it's a one part. With Blood of the Dead, it's like that, except it's just not as I guess you could say forgiving when it comes to skill. Like you can everybody had difficulty with the Blood of the Dead Easter egg. Everybody. Every single person. Just Blood of the Dead is a disappointment. For sure. And I mean, why would you play Blood of the Dead when you have Mob of the Dead? You know what I mean? Like, there's no point. There's no point. Yeah, Blood of the Dead. Blood of the Dead. So sad.
Give me a second, I'm back.
Welcome. I was talking about how depressing Blood of the Dead was.
Don't fear, for server is here. Okay.
Bro.
Now, Blood of the Dead. Sorry, I got called up.
I was just talking about how disappointing it was. How the Easter
I
egg was really, really obnoxious.
will say, I'll give it to this. This is where it shifts to Nikolai being the main protagonist and no longer Richtofen, like we had once had it. Like, it used to be all four characters, really, but more of a focus on Richtofen, and now we have a focus on Nikolai. I would put this.
No, no, it's bad. No, it's bad.
I
Easter egg
don't think
unfun.
it's bad. Easter
I
egg's not
think
entirely
think
fun,
about it.
but the
Think about it this
cinematics.
way, Sam. Think about it this way. Think about it this way. Why would you play Blood of the Dead when you have Mob of the Dead?
Yeah, Mob of the Dead's in the best, but I don't think this was a complete failure. There was a lot to this that was actually really nice.
You know what? I'll concur.
And now we're gonna get into. I want to hear your opinion first on this one.
Classified is the ideal way to play 5.
Oh no,
Yes,
because I have
yes, absolutely
the
yes.
exact opposite opinion.
But why though? I want to see. I want to hear why.
I don't think 5 should have ever really gotten a remaster, and this one just kind of takes everything that 5 was and strips it away. The Pentagon Thief, the whole part of it, like actually being a government facility, like the actual Pentagon with JFK and all that, all stripped out, gone. The nostalgia of the M14 versus Olympia
What?
buys
Whoa,
are
whoa, 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 whoa.
gone.
Wait, the Pentagon thief was removed? I thought he was still in there. Oh wait, no, he what? Oh,
Yeah, so it's like
you're right. You're right.
I
Okay, yeah.
don't think so,
You're
and they
right.
did not change anything on the Wonder Weapon. They did not even make it better. It's
Yeah.
just the same.
Yeah.
Um,
I would at least put it in good though. It's not better than 5, but but it's the ideal way to play if you want more expand. Because the thing is, they expanded the map and they did
yeah,
it correctly. They did it the way the Blood of the Dead should have expanded. They did it correctly. They didn't just add a whole part of the map that is
but
unnecessary.
does it
The parts of the map that they added make sense.
even if it makes sense, is it really worth it over losing the actual charm of what the map used to actually be?
Yeah, but that's
When the
nostalgia
old
points.
map offered actually more than the remake?
Yeah, but now you're using nostalgia points though, on a general
Yeah.
gameplay basis.
I'm gonna have to put it at the very
But
end of
I
average
will.
as just
But
that's the highest I can let it go.
yeah, that's fine by
It's the
me. I
bottom of
will take
average.
that because I would rather play 5, but accessibility wise, classified's right there.
Okay. We can both agree on this next map that
Okay.
where it needs to
Well,
go,
hold
right?
on now. Well, where are you gonna put it though? Where do you want to put it? I wanna know. Whoa, you're not about to put Dead of the Night at the worst.
Do we want to talk about the boss fight? Do we want to talk about the Easter egg
Uh,
itself? Do we want to talk about the
oh
replayability,
my
the
God.
weapons at your dispense?
Ironically, you're not gonna believe me when I say this. but I think I played Dead of the Night. I think Dead of the Night is like I played Ancient Evil the most, and I think Dead of the Night I also played as much. I'm being so for real. I think I played Dead of the Night so much in Black Ops 4. Like, right?
To be
I'm being so
fair,
for real.
you were doing cringe things at that time, so I'll give you a
Dead
pass
of
for
the Night.
that. But
No, listen, Dead of the Night is so overhated. Like, I understand why you may hate it, but I honestly think that it's overhated. The atmosphere is so cool. The characters, they're annoying, but they have their little quirk. The wonder weapon is cool. Um,
the
I
one,
like the
okay, I don't know
way
about that.
I like the way I said it's cool. I didn't say it's great. Let's clear that out of the way.
I'm
I
saying
like
I don't think so.
I like that. Well, it's a freaking it's a
It's a
it's a
revolver that
revolver.
has a little extra oomph to it.
Yeah, but it's cool looking. It's not the
I,
best, but it's cool
eh,
looking. I like the way it's kind of hated, but I like the way how it implements like the werewolves with the different with the modded ammo of silver bullets. I think that's cool. And it's a little detail that like most games will pay attention to. It's definitely not
yeah.
the worst. If anything, I would gladly take it being bad, but it's definitely not the worst. It's not the worst, and by
Ooh.
any means.
I, I,
Dead of the Night
I can
is a good
kind
map.
of understand where you're
Dead of the
coming
Night is a good
from,
map.
but
If you
I genuinely have never ran into a more annoying zombies map almost ever. To a point that I literally rage quit my first game, not even getting to round 15. And the
uh
amount of people, and even very popular only zombies YouTubers who even played a decent amount of Black Ops 4, that they first hated on it, but I was like, okay, it's not bad, but Dead of the Night is still pretty dog shit. Um, I
all I'm saying is that you put Shaolin Shuffle and Raven the Shaolin Shuffle in
well,
good.
because they're actually decent maps. They're pretty
Oh,
good.
really? Oh, really? Shaolin Shuffle.
But Dead of the Night, first off, I
Uh,
don't even like the fact that werewolves are even in zombies in the first place. Aesthetically, I can kind of understand where they're trying to go with it. It definitely doesn't fit aesthetically. The aesthetic of the actual mansion itself and everything seems cool. And we might actually get something that is similar to that in the new map that's coming up, the mansion. Um, because that's what I heard is it might be a remodel of the Dead of the Night mansion, which is very, very possible. Which the mansion itself, the map by itself, wasn't bad. It's everything else, the wonder weapon itself. The characters were definitely annoying. I didn't even remember that until he brought it up.
yeah.
Um, and then the werewolves, even the boss fight is just annoying. It's bad. It's the boss fight is just as tedious as the last map that's on this list, the tomb. In fact, I think it's actually worse than the tomb. And what's funny is the tomb, I'm pretty sure, is just mostly AI generated, um, which is a fucking crazy thing to say. I'll compromise and put it at the very bottom of bad,
Yes. Okay.
but
I'm fine with that.
oh, man,
I'm fine with that.
Dead of the
I was
Night
like,
is
it's not the
rough.
worst. It's not the worst.
Now, here's one where I will agree with you. Ancient Evil, I think it's a good map. I like the
It's a
gauntlets. I
great
like the
map.
boss fight,
It's
where
a
it's like a
great map.
multi-stage boss fight. I think it's cool.
It's 9 but better.
Yeah.
It's 9 but
Well,
better.
9 has that
Yes.
replayability where it's kind of the Liberty Falls of that game.
Ancient Evil has that replayability. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm saying like Ancient Evil's that one where you like it's more like your Terminus, where your 9 is more of your Liberty Falls, if that makes sense.
Actually, I don't know. I thought Ancient Evil was easier
Uh,
because the Wonder Weapon is actually stronger. There's 4 different types of Wonder Weapons, and um, I think that is easier with the different wonder
Well,
weapons.
you also got to remember, BO4 was just specialist spam. All you did was you
That's what
just
I
try
mean.
to charge out
You
your
didn't.
specialist weapon, no matter what map it was.
Yeah, but I feel like in 9, yeah, I guess. But like the thing with 9 is that you had that one boss zombie that was overpowered. It was like the weird spider dude. You know what I'm talking about? I forgot his name. I don't
The
know. But
gladiator dude.
no, not the gladiators. The gladiators are easy. No, the it was one of the special. Oh, whatever. The point is, I honestly think Ancient Evil was easier than
Oh,
9.
the
I agree
catalyst
with.
zombie.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
fucking
Ancient Evil
thing.
didn't have that. Ancient Evil had the was it Cyclops
Oh
or was it?
no, we need to stop talking
Yeah,
about the catalyst zombie because I
yeah.
really don't want to see those things return.
Ancient Evil didn't have that. Ancient Evil was easier than 9 in that aspect.
Well, I don't easier wise.
Dude,
I
you had the freaking Pegasus in Ancient Evil, bro.
well,
You
yeah,
had the
that's what I'm saying
Pegasus.
is the actual like boss fight, the aesthetic of it, like all that.
Bro,
I
Ancient
think
Evil
it
is
is
better than
just
9.
as good as 9, but you got to remember nine's boss fight is like you're going against a gigantic zombified war elephant. What do you mean?
I guess. But
So, in terms of playability, I think they're kind
you
of
put it
similar.
next to each other. Yeah,
I'll put it just slightly above 9, just because it does have
I'll take
elemental
that.
wonder weapons and it is a
I'll take that.
multi-stage
I'll
fight.
take that.
Whereas the
Yeah, I'll
elephant,
take
I'm
that.
pretty sure it's just one elephant.
It
I don't
is. I'll
think
take
there's a
that.
second one, but
It's just an elephant with a lot of zombies. I'll take that.
okay. I'm gonna give this
Uh,
map one thing and pretty much one thing only.
one thing only. It's
I
Nuketown.
liked. No, not even that actually. I hated
I'm
how they
just
mapped
kidding.
this map.
It
Um,
was really bad the way they formatted it. If it was just
even
originally how it was.
a lot of this map was really shit. I will give them one piece of credit though, and I wish I can see them do it again. Even though they weren't the best, I liked how they made the ray gun Mark II envisioned in a different way where it had different variants. I thought that was a cool idea. The execution wasn't the absolute best, but I think it was good.
Mhm.
Um, as far as I know, the rest of the map, uh, it's Blood of the Dead but Nuketown. What do you expect? Um,
I just hate it because
I
like I just hate it because low key
even then the
the
variants are
map
pretty
was
bad. I just think they're cool.
yeah. Yeah, they're cool, and like the way that they show like the underground living quarters, the shelter, it's cool. It's just the map sucks.
Yeah,
Like, dude, it was really cool how they kind of
the
explained like,
under
okay, this is what's under this is under the hatch. You know, remember that rumor with
yeah
like up to rumor with the Easter egg? Like it's cool that they open it up, but it sucks the map sucked.
yeah this I think this is gonna be our first
It might be our first worst.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that
And
kind of hurts to say because I think their wonder weapons, even though they were bad, I think the idea and concept of them were fucking
it's
amazing.
just yeah,
Um,
it's
okay,
so much potential.
I'm gonna get hate for this one. Um, I
Okay,
don't
right, but
I don't like
I'm
tag.
curious. Curious.
Aesthetically, tag is amazing. The wonder weapon, shit. Both of them are shit. Um, which is the Wonder Wolf with the scope. That one was just worse than, even by stats, worse than every single Wonder Wolf ever before and after it. Um, and the ice, the little, they call it the Tundra gun, was also extremely bad. It's a really forgettable map. The boss fight is essentially you're just in a bubble and you try not to take
Yeah.
damage from outside the bubble. That's
Mhm.
it.
Um,
I don't like tag. Um,
I understand. I like tag simply because of the atmosphere, and
well,
it's a
also, tag
little
takes
bit
place on
more,
Mars.
it's a little bit more fun, just
You
because there's more.
you know
But
that tag takes place on
if
Mars
I,
too, right?
yeah, I like tag because of the thunder gun variation,
Yeah,
and
I thought that was cool, but it was really bad, extremely bad.
tag was not horrible. If any, if anything, I would meet you in the middle and say it's average. It's not horrible. but it's
Can
not
it
better than Call of
clear a
Death.
horde of one zombies in
Okay.
one shot? No, it actually
No,
cannot. It will clear
no.
only some of them,
But
which
you have the dolls. You have the dolls.
it don't matter if you have the dolls. If you
Tag is
cannot
like
clear a
tag.
horde
Tag is
with
what
one burst
Revelations.
of a thunder
Listen,
gun,
listen,
that is
listen.
bad.
You're gonna hear me say something crazy, and you're never gonna hear me speak of this.
You
Say this
already
ever
said something
again.
crazy with Dead in the
Listen,
Night.
tag is what Revelations wanted to be when it came to bringing all the wonder weapons together.
Yeah, but it poorly executed both of them. Horribly. Um,
Fair enough.
I think the only, I guess, quote unquote, cool wonder weapon of that map was the Sophia Maxis box. That was it for me. The little
That
doll
was really cool.
box. I think that was
That
cool.
was
Like a
really
different
cool.
variation of the monkeys. Cool. Um, I didn't like that map. Aesthetically, with the lighthouse, I could see myself possibly liking it, but I like the ending cutscene Easter egg. I know why they did it that way is because they were cut down on costs. So they couldn't really, enhance it any further. But I like the little paper like cut through um, ending of the Ether storyline. I thought that was cool. Besides
Yeah,
that, I don't think this map has any more redeeming qualities. And this is a sad thing to say. It, two in a row tonight, in my opinion.
what?
I
It is not the worst. Whoa. Whoa. That's insane.
you know
I'm
what? It's
appalled.
a little bit better than Alpha and Omega. I'll give it that.
I'm appalled. Okay, I guess, but I'm appalled. It's crazy.
And then here's where we're getting to the area that I am very knowledgeable about. Um,
Okay.
D Machine,
Yeah.
really, really great intro to Cold War. It sucks
Yeah.
that this is the only zombies map we had until like March after it launched, which I'm pretty sure this game launched early November.
It did.
Um, which I mean, what BO6, our first DLC we got was in December, early December, which isn't normal. It's usually like January, but we got our second DLC in January. So mainly because Call of Duty is a dying game now because no one takes them seriously anymore because they're putting AI slop out there and not actually trying. But um, D
I love
Machine,
AI generated content.
D
Said
Machine
nobody ever.
was really good. I like the idea of the plague hounds. The megatons I thought were a cool idea for a new boss zombie. The overall story, like just intro Cold War, it wasn't really a boss fight. It was more of like a protect mission for a second. I thought it was a cool
Yeah.
way to start out Cold War, and it had one of the best reimaginings of Nocturne and Toten ever.
Oh,
It
for
was
sure.
definitely way more colorful, like very
Yeah.
graffiti, which I thought was really nice for Cold War. Cold War was very colorful compared to any zombies game ever, even the ones that came after it. I think it was still more colorful than the ones we have now. Um,
Hmm.
Cold War, I have a very special place with Cold War. Um, but I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna let my bias get in the way of this map. I think this map, really, when it comes down to replayability, the Wonder Weapon, unless you're using the Lightning variant, was kind of bad. Um, I guess you could say that the Ice variant was actually kind of decent, but it was better in a different mode, really. Um, I would put this at the top of average to the
Yeah.
bottom of good. I would, you know
Yeah.
what? I would put it above Ravewoods and Shell and Shuffle. I'll put it above them. Um, now Firebase Z. Okay. Oh fuck me.
Firebase Z.
The idea of mimics, they seem cool. I like their art style. However, these fuckers are the spawn of one of the most annoying special
Yeah.
zombies ever. And what did BO6 do? Which I'm just gonna go ahead and rant this now. They made one that basically it's not a mimic, but it's a tanked up version of a fucking mimic. It's like if you took the Abomination's health, well, not Abomination, the Margwell's health, and then gave it mimic physics. and I cannot tell you how fucking annoying that is. No,
Mm,
actually, it'd be more like a Panzer mixed with a fucking Mimic. God damn it. Firebase Z, I like the Ray K, I like the idea of it, but Firebase Z is one of those, even though, yes, you could grind in the Colonel's office, there were better grinding spots later on that I ended up using. Because I played more after its first life cycle. Um,
right.
Firebase Z, it's my least favorite out of all the maps in Cold War. I love all the maps in Cold War, but it's my least favorite. I would put it at probably like mid-average. I'd probably put it like right next to town, Shangri-La. Nothing too special about it for me, honestly. So, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I think Firebase Z was like it had its potential because I will say the hype for it was freaking insane
It
because of
was.
the Ray K, but ultimately the special zombies is what brought it down. Too many, too annoying,
Well, I'm gonna be honest. The Ray
and
K
it's
didn't feel powerful.
and
It
yeah, that's the thing too.
it only
Even
felt
and
powerful round 20 and below.
yeah, and then after that, yeah, it's the hype was there for that, and then ended up being a disappointment. And then the special zombies,
And
well,
I'm pretty sure, even
it's
though
been
at
an issue
launch
even
the Ray
continuing.
K was just mid, I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
nerfed it after too, because of
crazy.
the next
I didn't
mode
know
we're
that.
about to talk about. Um,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Outbreak. Now,
Your
Outbreak
favorite.
had. This is where I would have given Outbreak actually a higher spot if they had done it after they gave us a super Easter egg to the end of Cold War. I wanted them to add the two wonder weapons from the next two maps, which would be the Chryslax and the fucking Cerberus pistol. I wish they added that to Outbreak, because my god, if they did, I'll be playing a crap ton more Outbreak. But they never did.
Yeah,
Outbreak was one of those where it's a bunch of multiplayer maps that got extremely expanded, turned into like a zombies area. After you get done with a certain area, it's a certain like difficulty of level. It's not really round based. It's more of objective world based, like the closest we have ever gotten to at the time, open world. And it was like multiple different maps. And this is also where you got your super Easter egg, which was in the zoo part. Um, your wonder weapons that you could get, because I will give them this. I'll give them this credit in a second. So you would have the ray gun, the Ray K, which you could not carry both the ray gun and the Ray K because they were both ray weapons, which I thought was kind of dumb, but I understood why at the same time. Which the ray gun was like the best wonder weapon to use in Cold War besides
yep.
the next two maps are about to pop up.
Yeah, I
Um,
like that part about Cold War. They finally brought back the ray
when
gun.
they brought the D Machine, which was from D Machine, um, there were 12 different maps you could go through on Outbreak, and you hoped to either get Apple, the Avalanche one or the Radio Tower one. Because unlike D Machine, where all of the upgrades you would do progressively throughout the Easter egg to get your elemental upgrades for it, you would have to get RNG to get to those certain maps so you could get those upgrades. You had the magma one on the one with the missile silos. You had the trying to think, there were four variants. The electric one was on the radar dish. The frozen one was on the avalanche map, which I think out of all the outbreak maps, I think that one was kind of my favorite, even though Cold War Zombies blended in decently well with the snow, because it was just basically black and white, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit. But anyways, and then the Nova gas on that one like Soviet town, and then you also have like a dark version of Sanatorium, which I thought was also cool. You had two different Easter eggs in there. One of them being my absolute favorite, and then one of them being one of the most lazy Easter eggs at the time, because there's one that actually tops it, which we will talk about later on. Um, one of the most lazy Easter eggs, which would be the actually introduction to Mauer. The Legion boss fight is probably one of the hardest boss fights I have ever done or seen anybody do. Just because of how much damage it takes to kill Legion. And you have to do it on a high round. You have no choice to do it on a low round. You're basically doing it a World 5 or possibly 3 if you're lucky. Maybe, I think it's more of like 4. So you have to make sure you're properly set up. You have to actually use the exact right weapons, because even though all the weapons of Cold War were essentially the same, depending, there were a few bad outliers, like the ZRG, for example. Um, a weapon that would come after the life cycle, which is the best AR in the game. If you want to go back to Cold War, be my guest. This is the best AR to use, the Vargo 52. Best firing, best damage, best DPS potential assault rifle in the entire game. Not just zombies, even in multiplayer. It is, no one ever talks about it, but I think it's literally the best AR in COD history so far, next to the OG M16. I'm not going to get into that debate right now. That's an extreme hot take. But anyways,
Yeah.
um, Outbreak had a lot of good to it. I like the looting experience of it, but I think it attracted more Warzone players than it did round based. Round based, it was like, okay, cool concept. Let me play it a little bit, and then you would eventually get tired of it and you would go back to round based. But even then, you didn't have good round based at the time. So, Outbreak, I would give it average overall. It
Mhm.
just
From what
aged
I played
pretty
with you,
average.
it was fun, but
It was fun if you did it with friends, but
it
if you're doing it
eventually,
alone,
it eventually, well,
you're gonna tire
even
yourself
together,
out.
we played it all the time, and then over time, we played it less and less. So even with friends, it
And
over time, it just became less fun.
if you were trying to do quote unquote high rounds on Outbreak, the only weapon you would use would be the fucking Hauer shotgun. Because it was unbelievably overpowered in Outbreak and never got nerfed in Outbreak. It basically just stayed up there. Not a bad map. Now we're going to get to probably one of the best post Black Ops 3 zombies maps of all time. Post BO3. Um, Mauer Toten.
Oh, Lord.
I It's not my absolute favorite in Cold War, but it is one of the best. Mainly because we're going to get to that. I know I have an extreme hot
Yeah.
take coming up. Mauer Toten, I like the way that they did the Cerberus pistol, how each little one of the upgrade parts does have a way in which you upgrade. You meet your little Kraus robot that you can basically pack a punch and upgrade as well. You have multiple parts to the Easter egg, some of it being actually decently hard. The boss fight being the hardest in the game, next to Legion, um, because that one you need to pay attention. But even then, once you're done with the boss fight, the game's not over. You still got to protect Klaus going in the portal.
Yeah.
The boss fight's really nice. There's a bunch of different training areas. You're literally on the Berlin Wall on both the west side and the east side. You have to worry about the turrets. You have to worry about actual outside of zombies damage. Panzers come back in this one, because I don't think Panzers were brought back until after Mauer, at least in Outbreak. Um, Mauer overall was an extremely good map. One of my favorites. That was the one that actually, out of all the Cold War Easter eggs, took me a little bit longer to do. Because I died so many times in the boss fight or trying to assemble the bomb in time while having a whole horde of zombies eating my ass. So, I think Mauer. I
Where
think
you go? Where you going? Uh, yeah. Mm, I'll, yeah, I'll meet you.
I think it would go up there personally. Of modern
Oh,
zombies age, out of all the modern zombies maps,
yeah, I'll meet you there.
I think it's the best. Now, Forsaken. I'm gonna go through what's my absolute favorite part about this map. I There's not a single other spawn room, and I want them to bring this kind of spawn room mechanic back. This is one where you spawn in, and the rounds continuously keep going up. So you can farm a crap ton of points in less than 2 minutes, and basically set yourself up for the rest of the game to go to a high round instantly. And I will give it a little bit of minus on brownie points. the boss fight in Easter egg is way too easy.
Yeah,
Like
we did it. We did it in like what, 5 minutes?
someone with an IQ of
It took
75 can do it, and IQ of 75 is borderline retarded.
it
Um,
took longer to get to it than it lasted.
yeah, I think I've sped run that egg in less than 10 minutes. I've
Yeah,
seen
I
people do it.
remember.
I've seen somebody do it in less than 7.
Yeah, dude.
It is fucking insane.
It takes longer to get to the Easter egg than it does to even actually fight the thing.
Forsaken has a lot to me because this is where I actually finished my Dark Matter grind
Well, yeah,
on
me
this
me
map.
too.
And I
Forsaken
did
was like
a
the
crap ton of grinding on Forsaken. Like a crap
yeah,
ton.
yeah. I really liked the Wonder Weapon. It was really cool.
Even then, when Forsaken launched is when everybody realized the M79 was busted and like the
Yeah,
best
bro.
weapon in the damn game.
Yeah,
So it actually got its full potential.
Forsaken had so much to offer. That's like the last map.
I'm gonna put it at the top of good. I would have put it great if the boss fight was a little bit harder, and if the
Yeah.
story was a little bit more there and not rushed. Because the story in this was rushed. It was rushed. Which this is the map that brought us. Well, first we go back in time to some of the worst zombie maps of all time. We're gonna talk about this map real quick.
The only map I can't even talk about is Daron Fong.
Um,
That dude, I have no idea because
this map
it's literally Daron Fong is the nail in the coffin. Literally, the nail in the coffin for this entire game in general.
this map did not launch with a pack-a-punch machine. It was
Oh my
a
gosh.
mixture of Outbreak. It was more Outbreak than it was round-based, but it was trying to be round-based. You had the annoying machine gunner zombies that were constantly trying to kill you. Your guns were kind of, on the special side, um, if you get my lingo. Um, and there was no wonder weapon. There was no Easter egg. There was nothing going for Vanguard starting, and they would not even add a wonder weapon. They did. I don't think they ever put Pack a Punch in Neuron Fong. I could be completely wrong, but as far as I know, they never added it in Neuron Fong, and they didn't add a wonder weapon until I think 2.5 months into this game's life cycle.
You also couldn't pause the game playing alone for God knows how long. I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, I
In fact,
forgot you can't
yeah,
even pause the game too.
you couldn't even pause the game. You get kicked out for
This.
yeah.
Hold up, let me do this real quick. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. Nope, 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 nope. I did not mean to do that. Ooh, let me fix this real quick. I need to add a row above.
Bro's making a whole different tier for this thing. Honestly, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for doing that at all whatsoever.
And what's sad is that, well, actually, there is one map that I will probably, debating whether to put in worst or dog shit, but we'll get to that in a minute. Terra Maledicta, it had probably one of the worst Pack-a-Punch skins, at least had it, but uh, it wasn't that good. They did have a kind of unique wonder weapon where it was a shield, um, that had
Wait,
like
hold
an
on.
extra ability to it.
You played Vanguard?
I played a little bit. I played up
Well,
until the Archon. I did play a
I
little bit
hope you
of it.
know. Yeah, you're this is all you, buddy.
Yeah. Terra Maledicta,
You're saying.
I first off, I really didn't like the new enemy type they put in, which was actually part of like one of like to the story, one of the gods that's already helping you. That's like doing, I think it's your Frost Blast upgrade, but now she's against you. Like one of them is against you, and they're just extremely annoying because they keep vanishing from you. They're like witches from fucking Left 4 Dead. They are just beyond annoying. They're honestly my least favorite zombie type ever. They're god awful. The Wonder Weapon isn't enough to save it from being kind of a shit map. They still kept the same flow as Durong Fong, where you could only open up parts of the map if you did like certain objectives. And they didn't even put the ray. I don't, as far as I know, they didn't even put the ray gun in this map.
Oh,
Which they had it.
Cardinal
They had added
Strand.
it in Durong Fong, but
Yeah.
the
After how
Easter
long?
egg for this map was pretty bad to a point I don't even remember gameplay of it, if there was one. There definitely
Yeah.
was, I just don't remember it. Terra Maledicta, it's slightly better than Dongfang, but it's not going to save it from getting the worst category. Shinonuma, okay. This is the worst Shinonuma I've come across. This is where we do get fully round-based out of this game. We do get it fully round-based. We get the Wonderwolf, which is actually not a bad version of the Wonderwolf. However, it's actually easy to get cornered in this map, which is a very funny thing. Because in Shinonuma, the old ones, it would be easier to get stuck in the mud, which you still have that mechanic in this game. But it's actually easier to get stuck in corners and die almost instantly. And I don't even know the Easter egg for this map. I literally have no idea what the Easter egg of this map is. I never watched it. All I know is when this thing launched is that, oh cool, they brought the Wonderwolf back. Awesome. And as far as I know, they never added any new perks to this game.
The
There was only 6 as far as I know. Actually, sorry, 5. They never added any more new perks as far as I know. Shinonuma, this one is the worst one.
yeah, the gameplay I saw, their game crashed in the middle of the egg
Oh, I
thread.
forgot about that. Yeah, the
I was
multiple blue
literally,
screens. I forgot about the multiple blue
yeah, dude,
screens.
I was literally watching somebody play and
It
they got blue screen
it's
in the
gonna
middle
go
of
with
playing.
Fong.
Nah,
Okay.
I would say it's worse. I would say it's one of the worst, but it's
Oh
definitely not their
no,
own level.
Fong is bad,
It's
but it's right there with Fong in my opinion. Um,
harshness. Oh man,
the
and the
Archon.
hates.
Um, I never played the Archon.
Okay.
But I did see gameplay of it, and it was mid as fuck. It is the
Mm,
best map in the game, and that's not saying much. It is.
probably not with the.
I will give it one thing. It's better than fucking Dead of the Night.
What?
It is. It's
No.
miles better than Dead of the Night, which is a
No.
very sad thing to say. There's not a lot of redeeming qualities to the Archon from what I've seen, but
I'm really curious to see now the fact that you.
it's bad.
That's
Now,
crazy
okay,
work.
this is where we do kind of get Outbreak, but um, it wasn't the best, and I don't have a good reputation with Modern Warfare 3 zombies because it's essentially Warzone zombies, but I can't tell you how many times I have crashed. Because here's the thing, you get loot, you can pick up pack crystals and all this, and you try to exfil with them. And then when you decide you want to use them in a game, within 10 minutes you crash and you don't get your shit back. And for that fucking reason alone, yes, were there cool game modes where you can get some cool ass skins? Sure. But MW3 multiplayer, one of the best, this is a very sad thing to say, one of the best recent post Modern Warfare 2019 best multiplayer CODs to play ever since 2020. Um, but the zombies, the Mega Marg walls, they removed Tempest, they made fucking Disciples stronger.
Yeah.
I will say there were some cool cutscene Easter eggs to this, and there was one cool boss fight, which honestly might be one of the better boss fights in there. The Entity. There's multiple different boss fights over the longest time. There was the red worm, the purple worm, all that, but the Entity was one of the coolest, which is actually kind of essential to the Black Ops 6 story as far as I know. It's story wise, it's still lackluster like Cold War was and how BO6 is right now. BO6 is actually more stale. But playability wise for me, even though yes you have the aftermarket part system with your guns, which is honestly one of my favorite systems in any multiplayer beforehand and now. Um, I'm just gonna have to put it at the very top of bad. It was better than Vanguard. There, I'll give it that. Now we get into the most recent game, Terminus. Terminus. Honestly, I feel like it's trying to be a spiritual successor to Shadows of Evil, but with its own unique thing going on. And I will congratulate it. I think it's a good map, but nothing more than good. I think it is right next to Forsaken. In fact, a little bit above Forsaken. I will say this: the Wonder Weapon is absolute shit. Actually, you know what? I think it actually should go in the bottom of great because I just remembered the boss fight of how hard that fucking boss fight is. God damn. And it's a multi-stage boss fight, it's a 3-stage boss fight. I don't think we've ever had that in zombies, as far as my knowledge goes. So, if we did, it was maybe Mauer, but even then, Mauer didn't really have a 3-stage, if that makes sense. But you had to constantly keep changing your strategy with the Terminus one. The overall new enemy types, the Wonder Weapon was kind of shit, so you kind of had just use the weapons you had. And then the comeback of Gobblegums, all the cool little side Easter eggs and shit, the hopping to multiple islands, like Terminus. I think it's in the bottom of great to extremely high tier good, but I don't think it will ever try and touch Shadows of Evil or anywhere close to Shadows of Evil.
Yep.
And now that leads us into our next map. My grinding map. It
Yeah,
is
pretty much the game
mid
over.
as
Yeah,
fuck. For
yeah.
replayability, if you just want to try and level up weapons, just go in directed mode, get to round 15, and then just keep killing zombies, and then you get your levels. You level up and you get your weapons leveled up. It's
Yeah.
nothing too crazy. If it's double X Gobblegum Weekend, same thing. You can just do it in there. So, but Easter egg wise, I think this is one of those because again, the game has not ended yet. That we're in the mid life cycle of BO6 if they don't decide to cut the line. I think there's a lot more of the Liberty Falls Easter egg. It is pretty mid at first, but I'm pretty sure it wraps full circle towards the end. Is what I think is going to happen with Liberty Falls. But until that is actually confirmed, I think it is just a perfectly average map.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be more, it doesn't need to be less than that. I will put it really right next to Noct, honestly.
Okay.
I will give it one credible thing too. It made the jet gun absolutely busting. Made it good. Now we get to our last good map of the series so far. And this is also a spiritual successor, in my opinion, to Drak, or at least trying to be. How they did the Wonder Weapons, I think is amazing.
Yep, I agree.
The overall side Easter eggs, like the Rat King one, or the Raven one, or the fucking bartender one where you can get PhD for free.
Mhm.
I think Citadel is really nice. Aesthetically, it's nice. The boss fight is actually kind of engaging and kind of cool. The inside of the boss arena looks like the crazy place from Origins. I I will give it this. When it first launched, you could just cheese a boss fight by just using a power drill on him, just power drilling his fucking ankles. But besides that, it was a solid map, especially a solid DLC 1 map. Um, Honestly, I think it's also a great one. I think it's a little bit
Yeah,
above
I
Darkest
really
Shadow.
like Citadel Martis. I'm a huge like like
Yeah.
Victorian, Gothic,
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think,
medieval type, and like seeing Citadel Mortis.
and the
After
Pack-a-Punch
not
camo
having
is really
something like that.
nice.
Yeah, and seeing Citadel Mortis after not having something like that since like the Horizon trick, it
Yeah.
was really nice.
And
It was
all the
really, really
swords
nice.
except one are pretty good. The lightning sword's pretty ass, but besides that, the rest of them extremely good.
Hey, hey, at least they all look cool though. I'll give them
Yeah.
that. At least they're all cool looking.
And they all have their, well, one of them has a passive ability, which is the lion one, which will help
Yeah.
repair your armor and shit.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you have the one that's basically just the Ghost devices. It just opens a big
Yeah.
old portal. Um,
Yeah.
but that leads us into the current state of
The
BO6.
current, yeah.
Oh man,
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
damn. Is it
Yeah.
really sad to say where I'm gonna have to put it?
No, so I'm feeling it too. Just after countless attempts.
I will give him this. The upgrading the ice staff and some of the side Easter eggs are cool. The golden
Yeah.
armor Easter egg is the hardest side Easter egg I know of that you can do right now, even though it's really not worth it. Um, I mean, it's aesthetically cool looking. Although I will say the dark ether part where you're in that skybox, the skybox kind of looks like shit. Not gonna lie. They've had way better skyboxes even back in 2015 with BO3 with their fucking Revelation skybox. They could have done better, but they didn't. Um,
Just, I wish they did more. They had more
yeah,
they
they
could have
they could have
done.
done more. They really could
Like it's
have.
cool, but it
Yeah.
feels kind of empty.
I will say one thing that definitely is AI is how the Pack-a-Punch machine moves, like
Oh, I mean,
randomly,
duh. What do you mean?
where it moves to spawn room and then it can move back to the dark ether and then it can keep switching before, like to I guess quote unquote make the player more engaged when they want to upgrade their weapon or something of that sort. But I mean, you can also instantly get yourself set up in the game because if you just grind out the first 10 rounds in the starter room, get your shit together, get all the fucking ice staff parts, then you can do the fucking Pack-a-Punch crystal Easter egg, a quick cryo freeze, then do the fucking ether tool one, just get your ice staff upgraded, then focus the next like 10 rounds before it's like round 23 to get your weapon gold. And this is not
Yeah.
even accounting for gobblegums. So you could just pop a Brickaholic and a hidden power and just get your gun to pack 3 and then you're ready to go in the boss fight sub 20.
Yep.
And if you're doing it by yourself, the boss fight is extremely easy, so it's like it's bare bones almost impossible with 4 people. I'll give it that. It's actually challenge. But at the tomb, it definitely could have been better. And the cutscene, people aren't even talking. They're reaching out like those AI pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing. Could have been better. It's
Because
just like it's not even. It's just satisfying. It's like just like
well, I'm trying to figure out where I want to put it because in terms of the fucking AI swap, what we got, and the disappointment, I want to put it in the worst, but it did have some okay redeeming qualities. But at the same time, you could cheese it faster than you could the Forsaken Easter egg. So like, I I think I'm gonna put it. Hmm, I'm gonna put it at the very end of the bad tier because this is a sad thing to say. Dead of the Night is better than the Tomb. That's fucking insane for me to say.
it's
Uh,
not for me.
and here's the thing: you could cheese the fight if you just use the ASG shotgun.
Hmm.
But
I'm not. I'm actually glad you, dude. If anything, I'm glad you put it below. Because I would have fought that with my heart,
I
with my
I was
life.
I was tempted to put the Tomb almost an absolute dog shit, but I was like, it's not as bad as those.
It's not absolute dog. It's not the worst. It's just,
But that map is setting up what the next map may look like,
I
which
know,
is a very highly big concern.
I know.
But
I know.
I mean,
We were on a good streak too. We had Terminus, we had Liberty Falls,
Liberty Falls is average, nothing
and there,
crazy about it.
I know, but for an opener, because here's the thing, I like that it's balanced. You have a really your
It
average
wasn't
Joe.
balanced on the first couple
y-
weeks of launch with the Mangler
Not
spam.
not
God
the
damn.
point. Point is, you have your average Joe and you have your spicy Joe,
Yeah.
and it was nice having both. But now that we got to the Mortis, which was which was cool. It was good.
It was one of the better DLC ones we've had
Yeah,
in years.
my point exactly. So we had a good first DLC, and now it's happening again, where you get your first good 3 maps, and now we got a really mid one, which means the
Well,
next one is
I
probably gonna be
think
worse than that.
Cold War was the opposite of that, I feel like. 'Cause the first two maps, like, sure, D Machine for the first time, like, the first couple times you play it, not bad. But when you're playing it more, you get more tired of it. Firebase, disappointment again. But then Mauer de Toten and Forsaken were really good. I think that was the only game where it was kind of the opposite of it.
I just hope that
So,
whatever happens, they bounce back.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do for the mansion. By the way, season 3 got reset back. It was supposed to be almost the near end of March, and now it's April 3rd, I think, or
I'm
4th
not
now.
complaining. I'm not complaining. I'd rather them take their time with whatever they're trying to do
I,
and
I
try to
think what
achieve
they're
what
trying to
people
do
want.
is they're trying to launch the Warzone map, if they're not canceling it, at the same time GTA 6 is coming, or right before it.
Okay,
Which
that's
is what I think they're trying to do, because GTA 6 comes out in April. So,
interesting.
late April. But, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's. I need them to do a little bit better.
Yeah,
And I
I agree.
I'm gonna be honest. I hold up before we end this. I did do a like a pre-list
Okay.
before we did this one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So my original list. Okay, this is gonna have some hot takes on it. My original list on the best, I had Shadows of Evil, Chronicles Origins, um, Horizon Drac, and Terminus on best.
Best. Terminus on best.
Yeah, I think I was rushing through it, but still.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm gonna tell you one reason why it's not best. They have vermin, both types,
Oh
flying
fuck.
and the ground one. That's
Yeah,
why.
that
Absolutely
too.
freaking not. It has the vermin. You know how AIDS the vermin are?
And then on Incredible, I had Origins, Grand Covey, Mauder Toten, Forsaken, and Citadel. Great was Moon. What is this one? Hold up, I can't read that. Mob of the Dead, Buried, Voyage of Despair, 9, and Blood of the Dead.
Dude, Mom of the Dead not being at least incredible in the first two, that was crazy.
Yeah. Good, I had 5. Kino Der Toten, Call of the Dead, Nuketown, Die Rise, and Outbreak. Average, Noctur Toten, Virat, Shinonuma, Ascension, Shangri-La, The Giants, Revelations, Chronicles, Noctur Toten, Chronicles Virat, Chronicles Shinonuma, Chronicles Ascension, Kino de Toten, Shangri-La, Moon, Ancient Evil, Tagter Toten, D Machine, and Liberty Falls.
Yeah.
Bad, Derice, Transit, Bus Stop,
Yes.
Bus
Yes.
Depot,
Yes.
Farm, Town, Zetsubo,
Yes.
Classified,
Yeah.
Alpha
No, not
Omega,
Tetsubo.
Shinonuma,
No.
Reborn.
Yeah, no.
Worst? Okay. Why did I put it this way? Okay. Dead of the Night, of course. Why not? Firebase Z, Fong, Terra Maledicta, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, The Archon, The Tomb, And then I had a bunch that haven't played, which is pretty much anything that wasn't Treyarch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this was just a poorly thrown together list. But, I mean, obviously it's changed since we both talked about it
Yeah, I'm glad it changed.
a lot.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be it for tonight, honestly.
Yeah.
We took way too long to put this
That was
together,
fun.
but it was
Well,
fun.
it's because we were thinking about it, which is good.
I mean, to be
Yeah, it's
fair,
fun. I enjoyed it.
this is a ranking never thought I was going to tackle because the original plan was to do the BO3 weapons ranking, which I already
Right.
have my ranking for. I put it all in order. Then I was like, okay, how do I want to do this and this and this? Which that can be a topic for another night. I could probably.
Yeah.
At the time of recording, it's Tuesday, but we might be recording again Thursday
Yeah.
to do rankings on BO3 as a whole. Because honestly, BO3 is a very sentimental game for me, for
Yes.
Lion himself, and I'm sure it's about the same for Anthony just as well. It's sentimental to a lot
It
of
is. It
people,
definitely is.
and it even shows in Activision sales, with it being the highest
Oh, yeah.
bought copy sold game, and microtransaction bought game too, by the way. So, but yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end it. Y'all have a great night. This is a great episode to bring from the server with my guest
Absolutely. I liked
Anthony.
it. Thank
Um,
you. I liked it a lot. It's
we
really
didn't ha-
fun.
we didn't have to talk about anything political or Ryan getting his house
Okay, bro.
swatted. So yeah, but you guys have a great night. And the server is now
Bye.
logging off.